gold at the 2000 Olympics. Lasorda was 93. The Cleveland Browns are practicing today for the first time in a week, getting ready for Sunday's playoff game against the Steelers. ESPN's Mina Kimes doesn't understand why Kevin Stefanski can't coach the game remotely.
If it was a safety thing, that'd be one thing, but he can do it safely and remotely, and they can put eyes on him, so I don't get it at all. But it's a huge loss, and I think it's kind of lost in this. The loss of left guard Joel Bitonio is equally massive.
Mina Kimes on Key J&Z. 3 Celtics front court players are now in the NBA's health and safety protocol. Tristan Thompson, Grant Williams, and Robert Williams are all out for tonight's game against the Wizards.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, and an app that lets you bank anytime, anywhere, choosing Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
The Brain.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. It is Friday. It has been a hot minute since Ryan Theriot and I have done media together. Last Friday was New Year's Day. Friday prior was Christmas Day. Friday prior to that, I had to attend a funeral. So it's been a hot minute, man. It's been 4 weeks since Theriot and I have been together for the Riot Radio Hour. So looking forward to getting the band back together later today. Laura Rutledge of ESPN is going to be with us late in hour 2. She is going to be the host of a mega-cast type event for the NFL playoffs this weekend on the ESPN platform. So she'll be here to tell us all about that in hour number 2. Very much looking forward to it. So a lot I want to delve into. Sort of the breaking news, if you haven't heard yet today, is that LSU and Missouri, their basketball game for tomorrow in Como has been postponed. Outbreak of COVID in Columbia with the Missouri basketball team. So LSU instead will go tomorrow to Oxford and take on Ole Miss. That was a game scheduled for later in the season. Instead, it will be played tomorrow. A makeup date for LSU and Missouri still TBD. When we have that, we'll get it to you. So we'll delve into some of that. We'll preview LSU and Ole Miss in hoops coming up. And Charles Manning has announced his transfer from the LSU basketball program. So we'll delve into that here in just a little bit. But some pretty good news here for the New Orleans Saints, as tomorrow they are Sunday, I should say, the New Orleans Saints are set to begin their march toward a black and gold Super Bowl. I'm fired up for it, man. I love, in any sport, I love waking up on the day of the playoffs. Because no matter what your seed is, no matter the sport, there is a degree of finality that cannot be replicated in anything else other than a playoff, where on that given day, your season could end. When you wake up on the day of a playoff, your season could end that day. And there is this exhilarating feeling that's equal parts fear and excitement and doubt and worry and confidence and strength, and it all blends together to create an amazing human emotion. And that's why the playoffs and the finality of the playoffs are so great. So for the Saints, that begins on Sunday, and the Saints, we now know, are going to be closer to whole. While Sean Payton this week would not confirm the status of Alvin Kamara or CD Deuce, Alvin Kamara took that into his own hands. Yesterday evening, Alvin Kamara tweeted, "See y'all Sunday," with a heart emoji. I don't think anyone doubted that Kamara was going to play. As a matter of fact, earlier this week when Sean Payton said he wasn't sure, I think his exact quote was, "We'll see," with respect to Kamara playing. I think my exact response was, the escalating laughter a la Dr. Evil and his henchmen. Of course, Alvin Kamara was going to play, but now he said it. And then Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a.k.a. CD Deuce, about 5 minutes after Kamara tweeted that he was a go, CD Deuce tweeted, "I'm back," with a gif of himself underneath it. So the players that were the two best players for New Orleans in Chicago in Week 8 on either side of the ball are now set to play Sunday against the Bears. Remember, Kamara, there was no Mike Thomas in that game. There was no Emmanuel Sanders. He had COVID at the time. So you had Traquan Smith. There was no Marquez Callaway. Kamara was your leading rusher and receiver in that ball game. 9 catches for 96 yards, and he was your leading rusher. CD Deuce was your leading tackler with 9 tackles against the Bears and had 2 tackles for loss. And if you remember, you'll remember this when I bring it up if you haven't. That was the game in Soldier Field where Javon Wims got ejected for punching Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Do you remember that? When Gardner-Johnson, like Zapruder film-esque, went back and looked, like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson ripped out Javon Wims' mouthpiece off his face mask. And then the next possession, when Wims got back in the game, is when he punched Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and they threw him out of the game. So, I mean, like I've said this from the day the Saints drafted C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I hated him at Florida. Absolutely loathed him. But he's the guy that you hate to play against. Every team hates to play against because he's the trash talker, the chippy guy who can back it up because he's that physically gifted. But you love when he's on your team. He's the guy that you hate to play against and absolutely love when he's on your side. That's C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I'm glad the Saints got him a go for Sunday in the Dome, 3:40 against the Chicago Bears. Sean Payton did meet with the media via conference call on Thursday evening. A couple of things in particular about the Bears we'll get to, but Payton did talk about 5, please, Brain. Payton did talk about Mike Thomas. Let me refresh. He was asked again about Mike Thomas.
John, are you able to share any level of optimism that you might have Mike Thomas and
Yeah, I won't do that. I won't talk about any of that. But I'm an optimistic person always.
You know what? I just got like, why he gonna crap on Catherine Terrell? And then a national media member jumps in and asks about Michael Thomas, and he's a little more friendly with it. I know about that action, boss. Mike Thomas is going to play, though, of course. Now, Nick Easton won't play. We know that. IR, 3rd concussion. That's super disappointing. And Sean Payton did talk about Nick Easton and the importance he's been to this team throughout the year.
His versatility, being able to play inside a Garter center, I think he gives you that flexibility. And I think he's tough. He's respected by his teammates. He's someone that's a real competitive player. Yeah, all the above.
Now, I don't think... Listen, he said... What Sean Payton said there was Easton's flexibility to play guard or center. He hadn't played center for the Saints, but he's been critically important at guard. And the honest-to-goodness strange thing about Easton is when they signed him... So Max Unger abruptly retired. They needed options. They drafted Eric McCoy, but they signed Nick Easton. This was last year. And no one expected anything out of Easton because in preseason, he stunk. Just call it what it was. Go back and read any write-up or any reaction to the Saints in the preseason. Nick Easton stunk. Well, Andres Pete got hurt, and boom, Nick Easton's in. And he played really well. He was as consistent as they had on the interior line a year ago. They draft Cesar Ruiz this year. He's not played well. Easton was the better option, but the concussions have gotten him, which is disappointing. Obviously, and you hope for his safety. But in this week in particular, when you're looking at a guy like, of course, Akeem Hicks on the interior of the Bears' defensive line, if it's Ruiz, if it's Andres Pete, one of those guys is going to have to deal with Akeem Hicks. Let's see how it goes. Speaking of Akeem Hicks, Sean Payton did talk about the big defensive tackle, Akeem Hicks, and his importance to this Chicago defense.
Very important. He does a great job with pushing the pocket in the pass rush. I think he does that just as well as playing the run. I think the ends not the outside linebackers, but the ends are problematic in their base front. But, Akeem plays a lot of snaps, and he's going to give you push. He's going to give you, he's a tremendous athlete for someone his size.
Just 3 tackles in the first matchup with the Saints, but the Saints obviously know Akeem Hicks well for very obvious reasons, and he's gone on to have a really outstanding NFL career. But this is one of those games where we talked about it on Thursday with Mike Detillier. Yes, Akeem Hicks is a good player, and Khalil Mack is still there as well, but Khalil Mack, while his name is, his is the name on the marquee, he's not the guy that really has paced this Bears defense. That's Roquan Smith. And Roquan Smith isn't going to be there, likely isn't going to be there Sunday against the Saints. I'll remind you, Roquan Smith had 11 tackles against the Saints the first time these two teams played, 9 solo tackles, including 2 tackles for loss and a pass defended. Roquan Smith has been the Bears' best defensive player this year all season. It's not really been close, despite the reputation that Khalil Mack has. And when he gets off, he can be really good. But no Roquan Smith in the middle of that defense, I think, leaves him very susceptible to the run. On the flip side, of course, the Bears are going to try to run the ball, and David Montgomery is the guy that's paced Chicago offensively in the running game this season, especially since the quarterback switch. And he had 89 yards against the Saints the first time they played. And Sean Payton did talk about Brain, please. Number 4, please. Sean Payton did talk about David Montgomery as well.
Well, look, it all goes together. They're blocking the wide zone well. They're giving you some gun runs. I think that certainly he's playing exceptionally well, and I think they're playing well up front. They're blocking the force correctly. They're giving you some looks with some turbos, and they're making you focus with your eyes. But I think he's playing exceptionally well.
All right, so Sean Payton, his final comments before the Saints take on the Bears Sunday in the wild card round in the Dome, 3:40. If you're in Baton Rouge, you can hear that on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. Of course, it'll be on CBS television. Saints and Bears Sunday from the Dome. Of course, Monday we'll recap it all. Still to come, we will hear from Drew Brees, from Malcolm Jenkins as they preview the game. Theriot will be here next hour. We'll give you our picks. So tons of NFL playoff talk as we move throughout the show today. We'll knock out our first break. When we come back, we'll talk a little LSU hoops. Charles Manning has announced his transfer, and LSU's not going to play Missouri tomorrow. Instead, they'll play Ole Miss. How quick of a turnaround is that? We'll remind you about the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. I want to remind you, 1 week from Monday, January the 25th, we will have an open call. There will be an open consult for the Ideal Protein Diet at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. So this is easy. I need you to call to reserve your spot because we're capping it at 50 people. If your New Year's resolution is you're going to lose that weight, you're going to get in shape, the Ideal Protein Diet is the best way to do it, and we're going to all do it together. 50 AFR listeners. I'm going to do it as well. Me and 50 listeners at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Their dietitian will hold your hand throughout the process. Come get some information on the 25th. There will be refreshments and different stuff like that. We'll have an open consult. You can learn more about it. And if you're interested, sign up. We'll make our way through it. And whoever loses the most amount of weight by percent of weight loss is going to win 3 free VeloShape treatments. That's a $1,600 value. Plus, it'll be great discounts for everybody involved. So if you're interested, call. Call today. 753-1234, 753-1234 to reserve your spot for Monday, January 25th, 6:30 p.m. at Aesthetic Medicine on Bluebonnet to come for the open consult. I'll be there. I'll hope to see you all there as well. We'll continue on AFR.
AFR.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
Hey T-Bob, sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans, so we're highlighting the fans that do it the most.
Every week, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out, 1045ESPN.com.
It's the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
From Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Glad to have you rolling along with us here on a Friday edition of AFR. Theriot in studio 42 minutes from right now. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about Marcus Freeman, who was in Baton Rouge on Thursday interviewing for the LSU defensive coordinator job. Our buddy Brandon Seho of WLWT Television in Cincinnati initially reported that, broke the news that Freeman was going to interview. And then also yesterday we shared with you, reported that Freeman left without a deal, was coming home to Cincinnati to discuss all of his options with his family, with his inner circle, with Luke Fickell, the head coach at Cincinnati. Apparently Notre Dame also very much in competition and in the running for Marcus Freeman's services. And it looks like LSU is trying to have something done with Marcus Freeman by the end of the day today. So I think the thing that we talked about yesterday, which, and I got no pushback on this because I think everyone agrees. Like, the way I phrased it is Ed Ogeron's superpower, his greatest strength is he's a salesman. Like, it's his ability to recruit, to convince a person or group of people to buy into his message. That's why he's been a great recruiter. He can adapt to a room, and he's charismatic in that setting, and it's magnetic. And that's why he's been so immensely successful at recruiting and getting big-time jobs throughout his career. He needed to lay that on thick with Marcus Freeman and explain to him why this is the best path forward to his goal. And Marcus Freeman's stated goal is he wants to be a head coach, and he wants to be a head coach quickly. And I think this is one of those things where if you're LSU and you got a ton of money to offer, you got a roster chock full of NFL talent, you can point to recent success cases, Dave Aranda, Joe Brady, guys who have elevated to the NFL level or to becoming a Power 5 head coach from a coordinator spot at LSU. You had a lot to sell this year if you're Ed Orgeron selling Marcus Freeman on the job. So let's hope that we get some word today, because the reality is, ultimately Marcus Freeman's got to do what he thinks is going to be best for him professionally and for his family. And if that's stay in Cincinnati and work for Luke Fickell and wait for Fickell to get a bigger job, and then Freeman ultimately becomes the head coach at Cincinnati, so be it. I mean, everybody can make their own decision professionally, what's best for them and their family, and not everybody's decision is going to be the exact same thing. We can point to a lot of guys who have been career coordinators and very content being that. A guy like Mickey Andrews, who was with Bobby Bowden forever, sort of as his chief lieutenant there in Tallahassee. There's just Brent Venables has been a career coordinator with Bob Stoops at Oklahoma, now under Dabo Swinney in Clemson. And he's been in the running a couple of times for head coaching jobs, but sometimes you get comfortable in the role you're in where you have job security, you make a lot of money, but it's clear that Marcus Freeman has grander ambitions. He wants to be a head coach. And if he wants to be a Power 5 head coach, Ed Orgeron had a lot to sell for him this year, and here's hoping that they get that done. Again, the word that I just heard is that LSU is working to get something done today, hopefully today, with Marcus Freeman. And listen, if you don't get it done, you also need to have an answer today. Let's be very clear about that as well. I mean, Derek Mason just got hired at Auburn, and thank God for that. We'll talk about that in a bit, but thank God for that, because that option's off the board. That would have been an absolute as an LSU fan, I'm doing a double backflip. One, because Derek Mason's not in Baton Rouge, and two, because Derek Mason's in Auburn now, and you don't have to fool with Kevin Steele's defenses, which gave LSU a lot of troubles. So that's awesome. But keep in mind, as the coaching carousel spins, Steve Sarkisian's putting together a staff right now in Austin. The more you wait, NFL jobs are filled, college jobs are filled, the shallower the pool you're fishing in, or the pond you're fishing in for candidates. So you need an answer either way, and here's hoping they get it done with Marcus Freeman today to make him the next LSU defensive coordinator. All right, it's after further review. Glad to have you aboard with us here. We mentioned this as we started the show. If you haven't heard, LSU and Missouri has been postponed. They were set to play Saturday in Columbia, and LSU was going to get on the plane, go up to Como, and I guess they're going to have to redirect. So outbreak of COVID in Columbia with the Missouri basketball team, contact tracing, all that stuff, they're unable to play. So per the SEC's orders, LSU now will play Ole Miss Saturday. That game was originally scheduled for February 17th in Oxford. They'll just move that one up. No word on what will happen here for that LSU and Missouri game, when it'll be rescheduled. The Ole Miss was set to play South Carolina, and South Carolina had a COVID outbreak as well. So South Carolina and Mizzou had those issues, so their common opponent, LSU and Ole Miss, or their respective opponents, LSU and Ole Miss, are going to play now in Oxford tomorrow. You want to talk about bad timing? This morning, I'm driving up to the radio station, and John Miller, who is the host of the Locked On Mizzou podcast, I host Locked On LSU, he asked me if I would join him for a crossover episode. So this morning at 9 a.m., I'm breaking down LSU, Missouri, and hoops, and then I'll be damned, he publishes that podcast, and it's not worth anything. So is it in a COVID world. But the opponents themselves are somewhat, what and what. LSU and Missouri was virtually viewed as a toss-up, and LSU Ole Miss probably similar. LSU might be a slight favorite. Preseason, Missouri was picked to finish 11th in the league. Ole Miss was picked 10th. LSU was picked 3rd, by the way, behind Kentucky and Tennessee. So stylistically, Kermit Davis has a really good team. We know that. He's a solid coach. This is an Ole Miss team that averages 13 points per game less than LSU, but they also allow 11 points less than LSU. So similar to Missouri, They want to slow it down, play more of a half-court game, play a game in the 60s, low 70s, whereas LSU wants to push the pace, run and score. LSU averages 86 a game, Ole Miss 73. LSU allows 71 a game. Ole Miss allows 60 a game. So stylistically, which wins out? As far as field goal percentage, similar. Rebounding, almost on point. LSU 38, Ole Miss 39 a game. Assists, LSU 13, Ole Miss 14. I mean, these two teams, statistically in that respect, are very similar. They just want to play different games stylistically. So whose game can win out? Of course, there's an advantage for Ole Miss playing this game at home. LSU has been preparing all week for, and I'll tell you this, if there is an advantage that it just, and I don't even know, I literally don't even know how you really break this stuff down, because, I mean, this is almost like tournament ball when you're a kid. When you're a kid and you're playing in a tournament, you win a game. It's like, all right, who won that one? Okay, we got them. I mean, you really don't have much time to prep. I mean, if LSU spent 3 days preparing for Missouri, well, you throw that prep out of the window. But the same is true for Ole Miss. And the difference is Ole Miss was preparing for South Carolina. And the style of ball that Frank Martin plays is the most polar opposite to LSU in the SEC. Frank Martin is just defend, rebound, slow the game, play in the 50s, play ugly. And that's similar to what Ole Miss wants to do. LSU wants to run, want to rip and run. So, I mean, this is really the difference between like playing a Les Miles offense or a Mike Leach offense. So who does it benefit? I don't know. But I will say also that in this year, the home court advantage is almost completely nil. I mean, the way that a home crowd in basketball can work themselves into a frenzy and a three-pointer can spark a 10-0 run, or the way the home crowd can influence officiating is non-existent in a COVID year like this as well. So I don't know that LSU having to make this road trip is really that significant. I mean, I hate to say it that way. You were going on the road anyway, and I just, I'm not sure that the venue in this instance really is going to matter very much. So LSU, instead of playing Missouri, is going to go to Oxford, play Ole Miss at 7:30 Central Time tomorrow, Saturday. Tigers and Rebs game that was initially scheduled for February 17th. LSU will not have Charles Manning with them. If you haven't heard the news, Charles Manning has announced he is transferring from the LSU basketball program. This was a little surprising. I know Manning battled a little bit of an injury issue, and it cost him some time last year and then at the start of the season this year. But he was largely celebrated with his return this year. So I am a little surprised that it's gone down this way. Manning, a 6'5" guard, obviously has lost a lot of playing time with some of the young bucks on this team. But, man, just when you look at where Manning was a year ago, where he is now, a year ago in the games he played in 19 games a year ago, he averaged 22 minutes a game. This year he's only been back for 6 games, but he's averaging 18 minutes a game. So it's not like he's seen his playing time reduced dramatically, but this certainly hurts LSU's depth. And then Brian Penn Johnson not being with the team as well, you lose a big. So two of the more veteran players that LSU was counting on. I know Brian Penn Johnson is a transfer, but certainly having a transfer coming in is vastly different than a true freshman. Not having Brian Penn Johnson, not having Charles Manning does hurt your depth in that respect. So LSU will hit the road in Ole Miss to Oxford without Charles Manning. We'll see what his future may hold. LSU did, however, land a commitment from Seneca Knight. Seneca Knight is a Louisiana kid who had played the previous 3 years at San Jose State and announced that he is transferring to LSU. So not for this year, but for next season. That's a nice boost for the Tigers, a guy who's played 51 career games there with the Spartans at San Jose State, averaging 11 points a game. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. If you want to go hang out at the cigar bar or check out Don Juan Cigar Company, the retail portion. I mean, if you're at Whole Foods, you look across the parking lot, you'll see Don Juan. It was our home for whiskey and wine all this year. You want to go pick out a premium cigar, nobody has a better selection. You want to go have a nice whiskey, if it's a scotch or a bourbon. They have all the different bays where you can have your own individual TV, comfortable leather high-back chairs. Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. Check them out, our title sponsor of our Friday shows here on AFR. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Quick break. When we come back, we'll go around the SEC. Lots of coaching carousel news, including Urban Meyer potentially getting back into coaching, this time maybe in the NFL. We'll talk about that. And Theriot 30 minutes from right now. Glad you're hanging out on AFR.
AFR,
Heading into the weekend, y'all. Got a list of honeydews. You know Clegg's Nursery can help with them. Remember, Clegg's has all the trees and shrubs and seeds and bedding plants and flowers and all that stuff to add a pop of color, beautify your yard, your pots, your flower beds, all of that. They've got it all. But Clegg's is also partnered with True Value Hardware Store. And I tell you this often, but it matters because we're heading into a weekend where maybe you're going to look to get outside or do some projects around the home and you need to hit the hardware store. Pass on the big box store and support a great local company that supported our community for 60 years. That's Clegg's Nursery. They're partnered with True Value Hardware Store. So whatever you'd find at a True Value Hardware Store, you can find at Clegg's. Go into the Segan Lane location, walk in the double doors, the sliding doors, look to your right. That's where all the hardware stuff is. I mean, if it's hammers and nails and screws or duct tape or super glue or spray paint or gas cans or anything, they've got it at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Rolling along here on a Friday edition of AFR. Saints begin their march toward what we hope will be the second Super Bowl championship in franchise history. That starts on Sunday in the Dome against the Chicago Bears. There are 3 members of the 2009 championship team remaining on this team. Of course, there are Drew Brees, Thomas Morstead, and Malcolm Jenkins, who, when he met with the media this week, also talked about what makes this Saints team different than these previous years, which have come up short?
Well, I think what's different probably about this team is that this is really the first one where you in the offseason and going into the preseason, you pretty much know that we're going to be a postseason team. We still had to go earn it and figure out what seed, but we knew we were talented enough to be here, and we've been here, obviously, the last few years. I think the challenge that we face now is that we don't assume that just because now we're here in the playoffs that, this is just a journey to the Super Bowl. We got to be right here, right now. Chicago Bears is the only thing that we can be focused on. And we know everybody wants to feed us the narrative about, not taking care, of things in the playoffs, not being able to get to that big game. And it's the easiest way to fall right into that narrative is to be looking down the road, at what our goals are, especially the closer and closer that we creep up to them. So as a leader on this team, and just my message really is been, obviously one game at a time, one practice at a time, doing everything that you can to beat Chicago Bears. The rest of those things will play itself out. But I think, we're excited for the opportunity to be in the tournament, obviously.
Malcolm Jenkins, again, discussing this New Orleans Saints football team, which is a great opportunity. This is a legacy opportunity. The opportunity to get Drew Brees a second Super Bowl, to get Sean Payton a second Super Bowl. It's very likely the last opportunity for Drew Brees in his Hall of Fame career. So it all starts on Sunday. Tell I'm pretty geeked about it. I'm trying to temper myself to get myself through a 3-hour show. All right, Theriot's in studio in 23 minutes. That'll help distract me because he'll probably just come in here and make fart jokes for 2 hours and distract me from the inevitability of what's going to happen on Sunday. In the meantime, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Auburn Tigers.
Derek Mason is Auburn's new defensive coordinator. School made the announcement on Thursday evening. Mason, the former Vandy coach, was 27-55 in his 7 seasons. Went to just 2 bowl games. Both of them were losses. Mason was the defensive coordinator, of course, at Stanford before he was hired at Vanderbilt.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
The day after South Carolina lost offensive coordinator Mike Bobo to Auburn, new South Carolina coach Shane Beamer found his replacement. It's Carolina Panthers assistant coach Marcus Satterfield. Satterfield was expected to become the new quarterbacks coach in Carolina after coaching the offensive line last year. Of course, the Panthers quarterback coach, Jake Peetz, is now at LSU. Satterfield, 44 years old, was Matt Rule's offensive coordinator at Temple from 2013 to 2015. Also worked on a staff at Baylor as the tight ends coach in 2018 and 2019. Beamer and Satterfield were grad assistants at Tennessee under Phil Fulmer in the early 2000s.
The Texas A&M Aggies.
Good news for the Aggies is linebacker Buddy Johnson announced he will, bad news for the Aggies. Yeah, this is not good. This is bad for the Aggies. Buddy Johnson announced that he will not return. He will enter the NFL draft. Johnson's a 2-year starter for the Aggies, led the team in tackles in the past 2 seasons, also was team captain the last 2 seasons. 4th senior to declare for the draft, joining Kellen Mond, left tackle Dan Moore, center Ryan McCollum, and right guard Jared Hawker. A deadline for players declaring for the NFL draft has not yet been determined, however.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
2021 Georgia offensive line got a boost on Friday. Offensive guard Justin Schaefer announced he'll return for a 5th year with the Bulldogs. 6'4", 330, started all 10 games for Georgia this season, 9 at left tackle, and then played at right guard in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Schaefer played 6 games a year ago as a junior. So Schaefer joins nose tackle Jordan Davis, quarterback JT Daniels as the notable returnees for the Bulldogs. Junior running back Zamir White has yet to declare.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
And Bama Hoops will likely be without guard Javon Quinterly as they head to Auburn Saturday for the first meeting of the season between the 2 rivals. Quinterly, a sophomore, missed Tuesday's win over Florida because of what Nate Oates called a medical condition. He did not practice Friday morning. Bama's 3-0 in the SEC. Auburn 0-3 in the SEC. Quinterly averaging 13 points a game. There you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products. They're online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. If you are a business owner, if you need to make your business run more efficiently, office equipment, scanners, copiers, fax machines, all-in-ones, they got them at Gulf Coast Office Products. gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. You generally can tell if your coaching hire is viewed as a successful one based on how your rivals react. For example, people today are congratulating Ohio State because Michigan reached a contract extension with Jim Harbaugh. This is official. Like, Harbaugh has signed his 5-year contract extension. Now, it's a lower base salary, and it's got performance incentives, but nonetheless, Harbaugh in Michigan are staying married at the hip. Similarly, I was doing backflips when I saw the Derek Mason news, y'all. I mean, maybe Derek Mason, and I want to be clear, I like Derek Mason. I've had a chance to get to know Derek Mason a little bit at SEC Media Days throughout the years because Mason and Vanderbilt always show up early and stay late. They look at that as an opportunity to promote their program because they need it. When LSU walks in or Alabama walks in, it was hard to get any of them cats on Radio Row. I mean, they're not really looking to stay and overextend themselves. Like, Mason and Vanderbilt's contingent usually would show up a day early and work Radio Row and do an interview with anybody you wanted to. So you got to know him pretty well. But the bottom line is he was a terrible coach at Vanderbilt. He didn't recruit. His defenses stunk. I mean, even, when Bobby Johnson was there, they didn't win a lot at Vanderbilt, but he had solid defenses. They were just overmatched with talent. Mason they were just terrible. And in every facet. I don't know how this works at Auburn. I think, and then the flip side of it is, Auburn's hired Mike Bobo to be their offensive coordinator, who had agreed to stay on in South Carolina. There wasn't much South Carolina did that was impressive last year. I think Brian Harsin has, maybe he'll surprise us, but I think Brian Harsin has made two very hires in Mike Bobo and Derek Mason. In name, both have done some things. Mike Bobo's been a head coach. He's been a coordinator. Derek Mason's been a head coach, been a coordinator. But what's the results? Mike D was here yesterday. He was saying, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you hire someone who's got a lot of experience, they'll point out the things they did wrong. If you hire someone with no experience, point out they got no experience. There is a middle ground, though. And you can hire people with experience who have been successful. See Marcus Freeman. Exactly what LSU's trying to do. If you can land it. I'm pumped. I am pumped that Derek Mason's going to Auburn. You kidding me? Like, Kevin Steele was the only defensive coordinator that found a way to slow down the 2019 LSU offense. I mean, Kevin Steele found a way to maximize the talent he had on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, Brian Harsin not retaining Kevin Steele, and I don't know if Steele wanted to return, but Harsin not retaining Kevin Steele feels really dumb. Let's ride. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Final break of hour number 1. Theriot, 17 minutes from right now. We'll come back. Got to talk about Urban Meyer, who's interviewing for an NFL head coaching job today. Should Urban make the jump to the NFL? And an LSU Tiger, another veteran LSU Tiger, announcing he is returning for the 2021 football season. Tell you who next. AFR.
AFR.
Had lunch today with my guy, Darren James. Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every time I talk to Darren, and every time Darren and I talk business about his company and about real estate, it always just races to the forefront why he's on the Wall Street Journal's list of the top 1,000 realtors in America. Why he sells so many homes. Why he's got closings every single day. Because Darren, there's nobody who utilizes technology and modern marketing tactics better than Darren. He's got more apps and softwares and platforms to streamline his process to make sure that he's getting qualified buyers in front of you who are looking for exactly what you're selling every single day. 335-7666. I can sit there and explain it. It's really better if you just call Darren. You know what you can do? Call Darren James and say, hey, Matt talks about you all the time. How many people do you have lined up ready to buy my house? Like, he can give you a number. I'm telling you. Need to sell your home? Call Darren James.
Think real estate. Think Darren James.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
$14,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford Expedition XLT. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Wrapping up hour number 1. Theriot in 12 minutes from right now. Some personnel news out at LSU. There is a veteran who's announced he's returning. I'll get to that in a second. LSU also picked up a commit today. Jadarian Rim, R-H-Y-M, I hope I'm saying it right, Rim or Rhyme. Jadarian Rim, or Rhyme, has announced he has committed to LSU. He's a cornerback for the class of 2022. So he just finished up his high school junior year, so he'll sign next year at this time. He's a top 150 player in the country. He's a top 20 cornerback in the country. He's out of Valdosta, Georgia, tweeted earlier today, 100% committed. 6'1", 170 pounds, so a big cornerback for a high school junior. And this comes on the heels of word yesterday that Steve Sarkisian was trying to make Corey Raymond his new secondaries coach at Texas. We talked about that a good bit yesterday, and this feels like every year about this time you kind of hold your breath, right? There are going to be college teams that are going to take their swing to try to pry Corey out of Baton Rouge. And then there's also this sort of unsettling feeling of, does Corey Raymond want more than to just be a secondaries coach? Because it certainly seems like he's not going to have the opportunity to be LSU's defensive coordinator. So where does that leave him? But you land a prospect like this, I'm not saying it's 100% directly tied to Corey Raymond, but it's 98.76% tied to Corey Raymond. I mean, he is the godfather of DBU. He is the monarch. I mean, he is the patriarch of DBU. It's his thing. So when you land these prospects out of Georgia that want to come here, it's because they want to come play for Corey. So hopefully that's really good news and an indicator that Raymond is expected to be back in Baton Rouge despite the overtures. from Steve Sarkisian at Texas. Now, LSU also got good news on the current roster and personnel front with Jontre Kirkland, who via his Instagram posted hashtag unfinished business with a highlight video of some of his plays from this past season. So that's terrific news for LSU to get Jontre Kirkland back for his senior season. You're losing Racey McMath, and you also already lost Jamar Chase and Terrace Marshall. Now, what an amazing season for Kayshon Boutte as a freshman, exploding the way he did and the way he finished, certainly with an SEC record, single game record performance. But Kayshon Boutte, Coy Moore, you've got more guys in the pipeline, but it's always nice to have a veteran presence and someone who stylistically and physically is just a little different, and that's Kirkland. So Jontre Kirkland, senior wideout, returning to LSU for the 2021 season, very likely going to try to do what Terrace Marshall did, what Racey McMath did, which is make the most of the opportunity to come back for another season. So a little more depth there on the offensive side, a little more veteran leadership on the offensive side for LSU with Jontre Kirkland announcing his return. So 9 players now from 2020 who could have left have announced their return now for the 2021 season. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I got a couple of minutes left in the hour, so I wanted to take some time to talk about this. Urban Meyer met with the Jacksonville Jaguars today about their vacant head coaching position. Meyer retired from Ohio State 2 years ago, and he cited health reasons. Same whenever he left Florida, if you recall. I mean, Meyer went through a very noticeable physical transformation where stress and anxiety had a physical manifestation on him. I mean, he lost a ton of weight. There was the story of him laying on his hotel room floor thinking he was having a heart attack, dying. You can make light of that, whatever you want, but anybody who has dealt with stress and anxiety, things as a real physical manifestation, I mean, it's real. My brother was a senior at Notre Dame, about to graduate. They were having a senior prayer service. I don't think he'd mind me saying this, at the Grotto in Notre Dame, and he got taken away in an ambulance. He thought he was dying. He thought as a 22-year-old, thought he was having a heart attack and dying. I mean, some people deal with anxiety. And, Urban Meyer's had some of that with some of the stress that goes along with that job. So, anyway, I've long had a theory about coaches in the current state of football. Maybe it's not just football, but in years past, a guy like John Madden would have been an outlier. So John Madden coached only 10 seasons. He's in the Hall of Fame, but he coached only 10 seasons. Won 100 games, and he retired the Raiders at 42 years old. John Madden had a longer broadcasting career than a coaching career. He's known more as a broadcaster and for the video game than he is as a coach. But he's in the Hall of Fame as a coach. Left at 42, never went back. And what you've seen, and he was always sort of an outlier. Guys that were coaches are sort of lifers. They stay until the profession doesn't want them anymore, until there's no more work. Because a lot of guys just don't know anything different. That's just what they are. They're coaches. They have to be on a field. And the massive change, though, in the profession from that era to this are two. Number one, obviously the money, but with the money has also come increased responsibility and hours. It's not a 9-to-5 job. Especially in college where recruiting's involved, it's a 12-month-a-year job. And many times these guys are in the office before sunup, and they're there long after everybody else gone home and the nightly news is wrapped up. And the stress that's gone along with that has caused a lot of guys to tap out early. Meyer, Bob Stoops, Gene Chizik, Turner Gill, John Gruden. And my thought on this was always that we're in an era where these guys are basically just sprinting from the time they're 22 or whenever they're a GA to position coach, whatever, and they're sprinting until they hit their pay dirt. But they've worked so hard for 30 years, and they're there in their early, mid-50s. They've made millions of dollars. Urban Meyer is worth $35 million. He's 55 years old, and they're just like, I'm done. I'm burned out. And do they then spend the next 30 years living off the money they made and enjoying their family? The interesting thing about that is that Bob Stoops went back to coaching the XFL. John Gruden's gone back to the NFL. Turner Gill's not coaching, but he's back in an athletic department. Urban Meyer now looking to get back, perhaps in the NFL. Something to be said, man, for these coaches. No matter how much money you make, no matter how much you've achieved, no matter how much time away it's been from your family and how much they'd like to have you home, some of them just literally, they just cannot function. They cannot experience a life without coaching. And they're wired differently. The same thing that allowed them to get to that elite level is the same thing that won't ever allow them to walk away. So we'll see if Urban Meyer's next stop is in Jacksonville. All right, our next stop is hour 2, and Ryan Theriot will be in studio.
AFR.
Brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. The weekend's upon us. Maybe this is the time, as we start a new year, that you're ready to go for a test drive. If it's a Jetta, which is the compact sedan, the 4-door sedan, maybe it's a Passat, the midsize sedan. Test drive one today. Or, of course, the Atlas. The Atlas is the game changer. 3-row, 7-seater, family SUV. It is stunning. Both Erica and I drive an Atlas. Tons of room for Drew and everything he needs. All the space. Panoramic sunroof, bells and whistles. They have digital display, everything as an option. It's the Volkswagen Atlas, SouthPointVW.com. Made in their Tennessee plant, so great German engineering, manufactured in the U.S. of A. South Point Volkswagen. What's your order?
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter. I'm Doug Brown. The Cleveland Browns are practicing today for the first time in a week after reopening their facility. COVID-19 issues have complicated the team's preparation for Sunday's wildcard game in Pittsburgh. This just in, the Cowboys fired defensive coordinator Mike Nolan. The team allowed 473 points this season, the most in franchise history. The Jaguars are expected to meet today with former Ohio State coach Urban Meyer about their head coaching job. There have been ongoing discussions between Meyer and the Jags. ESPN's Keyshawn Johnson wonders what decisions Meyer could make if he gets that job.
Urban Meyer, full control. He brings in whoever he wants to work closely with in the front office. And then now I turn to the pick scenario. What do I do with the number 1 overall pick?
Keyshawn Johnson on Key J and Z. Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh gets a contract extension. Harbaugh has been the coach of the team for 6 years. He pitched in only 26 big league games, but Tommy Lasorda, one of baseball's biggest ambassadors, he's died at age 93.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, and an app that lets you bank anytime, anywhere, choosing Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right. Boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold. Okay, you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
The Bahrain.
Hey, got a poop.
Where's the Shawbills drop? No?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't hear it? I heard it.
It went Shawbills real loud.
When you were leaning. You caught a little too much lean there.
I unplugged my headphones. I was yelling so loud.
You sound like a fire alarm.
I didn't hear myself, and then it didn't drop because I unplugged my headphones. How about that? My bad. What's up, bruh?
Yeah!
So it's been a hot minute, man.
It's been a while.
So last Friday was New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
2 Fridays ago was Christmas Day. 3 Fridays ago, I was attending a funeral. It's been a month.
Too long.
Is this the longest that you and I have ever gone without doing the Riot Radio Hour together? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, except for like all the other times when you just like come up with lame excuse and be like, "Oh, bro, hey man, I was gonna come, man."
Yeah, but it wasn't like a month of those.
I untied my shoe.
Untied my shoe.
Yeah.
That was never used. It wasn't a month. It was, I mean, maybe a couple in a row, but like during the quarantine thing, we still did it. We powered through.
Yeah, it was a couple.
And then when I had diarrhea during that time for a couple weeks in a row, I called in at least from the toilet.
Mm.
So it's been a while, man. good to be back.
It's good to see you.
Brain. Brain's got a new haircut.
Right. My new haircut.
Brain's got a new haircut.
I've had this haircut since the beginning of COVID.
You look a lot like Ben McDonald now, bro.
Brain's had that haircut since the beginning of his life.
Well, he spiked it a little bit more. It looks like Ben McDonald.
No, it's pretty much the same haircut he's ever had for all. Paul?
I'm due for a touch-up.
Paul's over there?
I've seen Paul, though. I feel like I've seen Paul.
Okay.
When I came
Paul's
to
doing great. Really coming out of a shell in 2021, his New Year's resolution. Talk a little bit more.
Just to talk.
Is to talk. Paul's going to actually speak words.
Attaboy, Paul.
Speak words out of his mouth so we could hear him.
What do you think Paulie did on New Year's Eve?
Bump some 400 degrees.
He listened to 400 degrees. He rode in either a jacked up truck.
No, his low riding
or
truck.
A low rider.
The low riding truck is what he's got.
Or a low rider,
Yep.
one of the two.
Yep.
On
the mean streets of Central.
Yep. Bazooka bass tubes in the back for sure.
100%.
No doubt about it.
Not even a doubt.
Mm-mm. But where did he go New Year's Eve?
To the levee.
The Falls River.
He went to
the A meet.
He went to
Not
the
even Falls River.
He went to the A meet.
He went to the A meet.
And popped open a few brews.
What did he drink?
I don't know.
Natty
I feel like I shouldn't say because there's always people who are like beer.
Yeah.
The beer people get really sensitive if you mention one and not the other and yada. You went through that in Chicago. Remember that?
I did. That was great. It ended up being great though.
Because they gave you like 1,000 cases of Budweiser.
I am not exaggerating. My porch was a big porch. It was a big.
You need to tell the story just real quick.
This is good. I'll take some time. This is a great story. So
Are you going to do your letter? Because it's already 7 minutes past the hour.
The letter's not long today.
Okay.
So I hit 5 homers in 4 days.
Okay.
The wind was gusting out at Wrigley Field like no other. We had a couple guys hurt. Lou moved me to the 4-hole or 3-hole.
Son?
Because we had some guys hurt. And he's like, son, listen, I see you in the weight room, and you're strong. Why do you just hit singles? I'm like,
Then we get on base, coach.
I mean, son, I need you to hit the ball over the fence. Drive the ball. I said, all right, I can do that. Anyway, so I hit 5 in 4 days. Well, after the 5th, on the 4th day, USA Today, the Chicago media are in there interviewing me. I was actually leading the team in homers, a team with Alfonso Soriano and Derek Lee, and I'm leading the team in homers, right? It was the best week of my life, okay?
That's so stupid.
It was unbelievable. And they said, well, what are you doing different? I said, nothing really. I mean, I've gotten a spray tan every day for these last 4 days because I'm superstitious, and I look orange like the Gatorade cooler. But other than that,
Wait, did you say you were doing PEDs?
Well, so I said I drink Gatorade and before the games to hydrate, to make sure I'm good, and then after the games I drink Coors Light to dehydrate. Well, so USA Today article comes out and quotes that because they were trying to say I was on steroids,
right?
And they quoted that. Well, Budweiser's the only sponsor at Wrigley. This is when
the giant roof.
That's it.
It says Budweiser all across the roof.
They don't do outfield signs. They don't do anything.
Right.
Just Budweiser.
Yeah.
So the next morning after that comes up, so it wasn't the next day, it was the following. I wake up. We have a day game. I wake up, go outside. My front porch, which is a good-sized front porch, is literally stacked from floor to ceiling with Budweiser cases of the Chicago Cub Budweiser. I couldn't walk out of the front door. I had to go out the back.
So good.
Yep.
Did you take a picture of it?
I'm sure.
Wasn't there a note?
Yeah, there was a note. And my older brother Wes, and all his buddies were in town for the weekend or whatever. So
yeah,
it was like, is this how it is every time? We're coming up next week. Anyway, it was pretty good. So I got a letter. Can I read my letter?
Yeah, I would love to hear your letter.
Real quick. Let's see. It's not too long. The holiday season always gets in my feels, bro.
Does it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because of garland and roses. Is garland and roses something in the holidays?
Yeah, that's good. It's Christmas and Valentine's Day.
Is mistletoe and fireworks.
Perfect. I like that.
Okay.
But I got an issue with some things that are going on right now, and I'd like to share it. It's not going to take too long, but I figure I'd let you guys know.
Okay.
So here we go. Dear Walgreens, CVS, Lowe's, and Home Depot. And there's other offenders for sure that I didn't mention.
Okay.
December 24th, I made a last-minute run to the store to pick up some essential items for our Christmas celebration.
Mm-hmm.
While walking down the aisles, it became super evident that you had turned the page on Christmas.
Oh, bro. Before December 24th.
The truth is, though, I don't really blame you guys for making the quick move to the next holiday. But why can't I at least have a week or two to enjoy it?
You had a month.
Post. This
No.
is what I'm talking
No.
about enjoying.
Nah.
But here we
Nah.
go. This is what
Nah.
I'm talking about. This is
Nah.
where I'm going with it.
Nah.
This is where I'm going with it. There was a small section, but extremely noticeable, of Valentine's Day gifts already out.
I knew that's where you're going.
It ranged from chocolate, heart-shaped boxes to cute little stuffed animals. I find it pretty messed up, but it is what it is. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but what I do have a problem with is the Easter crap that was sitting in the corner, raring to be stocked on the shelves.
They've already got the Cadbury eggs.
I love Easter. Easter is my favorite holiday for a lot of reasons, okay?
Peeps.
I love Easter more than any other holiday, okay?
Because of the resurrection of our Lord.
Correct. And Peeps.
And Peeps.
But why in the world can't we just wait a little while? I mean, y'all can't even let us breathe. We can't catch our breath. We can't take down the decorations. We can't clean the house. We can't be normal before you guys throw this stuff right back at us, and now I gotta go buy it again. Like I'm putting Easter bunny stuff out on top of my Christmas tree. Everybody's got to make a little money. I understand that. Being prepared for the next major holiday buy is a huge deal in retail. I get it, but I need a break. Off topic a little bit, but kind of on the same note, Valentine's Day can kick rocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just all together.
All together.
Why?
The dumbest thing that we've got going right now is Valentine's Day.
Good. I'm with you on that.
Listen to me, people.
No need to spend that money.
If you've got a significant other, or daughters, or friends, or whatever, you should take the time every day, or as much as possible, to let them know how special they are to you.
Mm-hmm.
For Cupid to have to give you permission to say I love you is just dumb.
Mm.
Nothing, I mean nothing, to me screams affection more than a creepy little garden gnome with wings flying around shooting people with imaginary arrows. If that isn't some retail propaganda manufactured by companies looking to bridge the gap between holidays, I don't know what is. I'll tell my wife and children how much I love you on Valentine's Day, just like everybody else will. But I'm also going to tell them that every day. And I'm not going to say it any different on Valentine's Day than I do on any of the other days. Oh, and the little heart-shaped, the little candies, little chocolate candies in the heart-shaped boxes, those taste like cardboard, and they can kick rocks. Sincerely, Ryan. Kind of jumped around a little there.
You know, Drew likes to go to stores.
Loves it.
That's one of the things we do for his outings. He loves big stores. And we walked through Albertsons a couple days ago. I bought a Reese's Christmas tree. I'm sorry, Reese's Easter egg. The Easter eggs are out. The Reese's Easter eggs. I was like, it's January the 5th. I bought one. I bought two. I'm not going to lie to you. I bought two. I ate them on the way home.
Those things are fabulous.
They are.
I will say that.
I'm just glad I could taste them.
They taste really good.
Glad I could taste them.
Yeah.
Okay. It's after further review.
AFR.
Brought to you by Insurance Network of Louisiana. Did you hear our big reveal earlier this week?
No.
Bill Cranford. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
No, there's no reason you would have heard of him.
I mean, I don't know.
Bill Cranford's the guy who listens to this show.
Okay.
Bill Cranford, while I was away, sent me a message on Facebook.
Is that Collier's dad?
No. Well, maybe, actually. I don't know. Anyway, Bill Cranford sent me a message. He'd been with Liberty Mutual for 5 years.
Okay.
His son, he just said his kid, was now driving on their insurance as well. 5 years with Liberty Mutual.
Collier just got his license.
No, I don't think it's him. Anyway, 5 years with Liberty Mutual. Calls Insurance Network of Louisiana because he heard me talking about him. $12,500 a year Bill Cranford saved. Record. $12,500.
Wow.
You don't think he's pumped about this show? Insurance Network of Louisiana.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only, subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st. 2021.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Hey, what's going on over at Bowie Outfitters now?
We're in the thick of it right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Temperatures dropping.
The thick of what?
Well, deer season. If you didn't get the big buck.
Is this when they're stuck in the rut?
It's the rut. This is the rut.
How do they get stuck in a rut? I mean, wouldn't they just walk around it? I thought they could kind of gallop and leap over.
The does put off this scent, and the bucks can smell it.
What does that have to do with being in a rut?
It means it's time to mate, and that's the rut.
Oh, I thought the rut was like when your tires, your mud tires, cause a rut from your four-wheeler when you're going to pick up the deer. You know, after you sit in a stand that's like climate controlled, and then you shoot it from a far distance with a high-powered rifle with a scope, and you call it hunting when really it's just sitting and waiting until you shoot.
That's not it. That's not it. This is when Big Boy makes a mistake right now, because it's like Valentine's Day. Cupid shot him with the arrow.
That's his fishing gear.
Get your last-minute shopping done at Bowie Outfitters right now. Get your butt in the woods. Archery, camouflage, ammunition, firearms. Go get it at Bowie Outfitters right now. Check them out, BowieOutfitters.com.
Can you hit shooting, Paul? It was just said fishing. You were talking about hunting. It said fishing up there. Is it fishing season too?
It's always fishing season.
Oh, really?
Oh,
that's good.
At all times.
Jaden Hill named a preseason All-American by Perfect Game. What's your thoughts on Jaden Hill, man?
I've watched Jaden Hill transform his body. You know, his uncle, Cedric Harris.
Cedric Harris played on 2000 National Championship team.
Yep. Cedric is a really good friend of mine, and we talk quite a bit. So when Jaden first got here, man, obviously spent some time with the kid, and just physically, I mean, he looks like a pro. Like, that's what they look like. During the quarantine, he came to traction and threw some bullpens, and so I was able to kind of see him up close and personal, and it comes out of his hand like a pro. And so I'm excited for the kid. I know how hard he's worked to get to where he is right now physically. Look, if he can extend, meaning if he can go that top end A stuff for 4, 5, 6 innings, I mean, we're going to be looking at one of the best arm talents that we've ever seen at LSU. That the challenge is going to be just that. You know, how can you maintain your top level stuff for more than 1, 2, 3 innings? And if he can do that, it's going to be hard for people to have success on Jaden Hill.
Okay. By the way, do you have any insight on because I get asked this every day about the baseball schedule and what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Do you have any insight on what they're thinking or what they're going to do?
I've been hearing some grumblings about kind of banging the midweek stuff and just going to a four game setup on the weekends, but none of that's set in stone. If they were to do that, they'd probably have to throw a doubleheader in. They would have to throw a doubleheader in there. So then, is it a 7-inning, 9-inning deal? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what Maneri said was Friday, Sunday, 9-inning.
Yeah.
Saturday, 7-inning doubleheader.
Yeah. I think it helps a team like LSU that has the firepower from the pitching standpoint. You're almost forced to throw your dudes on a set rotation. Like, in other words, you know exactly how this thing is going to play out going into Friday. You don't have to worry about midweek getting guys rest, getting guys work. Now, on the other hand, if some of the pitchers in this scenario, they struggle, now you're in trouble. So good thing for us is we got some veterans there that that can throw the rock. I don't hate it. I actually always kind of like the doubleheader 7-inning stuff. I think it's advantage LSU, truthfully, or advantage top end pitching.
Without further review, Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Laura Rutledge of ESPN, she's going to join us in about 20 minutes from right now. ESPN's putting on a pretty cool show platform for the NFL playoffs this weekend. It's going to be kind of like what you see with the national championship, with the all different platforms, the coaches' film room, and all that stuff. So ESPN's doing something similar this weekend. Laura Rutledge is going to join us. We'll talk to her about that, talk to her about Saints Bears, and she, of course, hosts NFL Live every day. And on NFL Live every day are Marcus Spears and usually Ryan Clark as well. So you think we get some big swagoo and RC scoop out of her?
Probably. I hope so, at least.
Are you going to tell her any Ryan Clark stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I can definitely do that. We need to talk to her about Ryan's workouts.
Why?
Because.
What's he doing?
Like working out like he's playing in the NFL.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I have no clue. He was pushing this sled today that had every weight in traction. Like every 45-pound plate that we had in the facility was all on this sled, and he's pushing. I'm like, RC, you don't have to tackle anybody today, bro. And
what did he say?
He gets after it. Wow. He had his headphones in. He didn't respond. He goes, bro. Meanwhile, I'm doing like body weight, one-legged squats in the corner. Old man workout. Just don't want my butt to be saggy.
What do you think I did today?
I think you did yoga. Elliptical. You went and got a massage. Stretch.
I ate a salad.
You did eat a salad. I saw it. Tuna salad. Was it tuna?
Yeah.
What did I eat today?
A giant plate of fried catfish on a bed of rice with white beans underneath it.
Oh, gosh, it was so good, too.
Like, how do I eat a salad and look like this? And you eat giant plate of fried catfish, rice, and white beans and look like that.
Bro, how big was that fillet of catfish? Two
Holy
of them.
Crap.
It was so good.
We had a business lunch at Sammy's.
Ooh.
And you and Darren James got catfish. And it was the biggest. Normally, you just see slivers of cat. Like, you know when you go to the church on Friday in Lent and you get the catfish dinner, the catfish, the salad, the roll, right? And you get the little slivers of fried catfish. It's really good. I'm down with it. Like, this was, it looked like
a flounder.
It looked like a Frisbee.
It looked like a Frisbee. It looked like a flounder.
It looked like they had 2 fried Frisbees on your plate.
Bro, it was so good. And I didn't eat half of it.
You know what? For eating that and looking like that, while I eat salads and look like this, you can kick rocks.
It's now time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Roto-Rooter Plumbing.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks. Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, Doug Peterson, can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
You think he tanked?
Yeah. And I don't like that. Okay. I don't like it for all the players involved. I don't like it for the fans. I don't like the tanking thing. Okay. Let me take that back. I don't mind the tanking thing if everybody knows they're tanking.
Yeah. Like the 76ers did for half a decade.
They all knew they were tanking.
Yep, we knew what
it
you're
is
doing.
what it is. Hey, man, just give me my check the 1st and the 15th. Make sure it's clear. Money's in the bank account. We're good. Like, okay. But they didn't know that. Jalen didn't know he was tanking. Neither did the... Okay, so I hate that. So Doug can kick rocks for that.
Okay.
Also, Doug's reading glasses can kick rocks.
Oh.
Kick rocks.
Needs to go to Williamson Eye Center, man. Get the surgery.
Coach, it's 2021. Why wouldn't we just get it done? And with the mask and everything, so he wears the hat, he's got the mask on, he's got the reading glasses down, and the whole deal. I don't like it. He can kick rocks.
No, you're right about that, man.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
You know, that glasses thing is so tired. Like, go to the Williamson Eye Center and get that lens replacement. Look, there's the picture of. Can you pull that up, Paulie? Here's Doug Peterson with the hat, a mask, and the glasses. What are you even doing there? How is that even effective?
It's not.
I mean, that's such a disaster. Like, I would actually fear that the glasses, because the mask is over your nose, so the glasses is sitting on the mask. I would think you wouldn't have enough friction. It would slide right off the cloth.
Actually, they fog up. The fogging up is the hard part.
I believe that. That's why Andy Reid started wearing instead of the shield, he has to have like little holes in the shield now, and it's away from his face, and yeah.
It's a bad look.
Well, it can't fog up if it's over the mask like that. It would fog up if it was like if you had something so your breath wasn't going upward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the whole thing. I just don't like the way it looks. I don't care about the fog in there. That's
Brain, put on your mask, please. Brain wears glasses. All right, Brain, let's do a test here. Paulie, can you put the camera on Brain? All right, Brain's got a mask, and he's got his glasses. All right, now, are you fogging already?
No, they're not fogging right now, of course.
All right, go.
Just breathe
Go.
deep.
There it was a little bit.
I see a little. I saw.
No, you got the reflection. No, that's a reflection of that glass. You're looking at the reflection of his screen.
No, I'm telling you, they just fogged up a
No,
little
I'm
bit.
looking at it. You have to tell me. I'm looking
out
right
of the glasses.
I'm
You're
looking at
telling
the
me what I'm
glasses.
seeing
I
in my
got
own glasses.
I see
I'm seeing out of my
glasses.
I think they're fogging.
See? Left eye.
Yeah, that's where I see it. I see it in the left eye.
Left eye.
But you don't have readers. His are readers. They're just like the little half glasses that sit way down low.
Also different mask, too.
Yeah, true. His mask was higher. His mask is way up on the bridge of his nose up there. Yours is low. You have bikini briefs. He's got boxer briefs.
Panties on my face.
You do.
Nothing.
Jeez, Brain.
See?
Joe Judge can kick rocks.
Told you.
Kick rocks.
I win.
Let me tell you something, Coach Judge. You were right in everything that you said about the Eagles. However, it is much more effective coming from someone else. And for those of you who didn't see it, he basically called out the Eagles for tanking. He said, it's not football and blah, blah, blah. And he said it in a real tough man, Northeastern type accent.
Yeah.
I worked in the steel plant, and this is how I'm going to do this.
Did he?
I don't know if he did or not. It is much more effective, Joe, when that comes from others, not you.
Yeah.
So you don't need
It's called
to
third-party validation.
Yeah, you don't need to say that. And then last on our Kick Rocks is going to be the Chicago Cubs roster moves.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
120 years of being irrelevant. Is that how long it was before they won? It was well over 100 years.
It was 1908, so 108. 1908 to 2016.
Yeah, 108.
108 years.
108 years.
How did I know that and you didn't? Sports guy.
It was over 100 years.
I'm a sports guy.
And they're going right back to it. It wouldn't surprise me if they trade the catcher either and dump that salary too. So that side of it can kick rocks. But I'm gonna say this, and I understand kind of how it happens, but it hit home to me because it happened to me as well. Ownership or coaches allowing players to learn of a trade via social media or TV.
That happened to
without
you?
speaking to them. That happened to me.
You got traded to the Dodgers on TV?
On TV.
Oh, God.
John and I were watching SportsCenter at noon in Colorado in the hotel because it was the trade deadline, seeing who got traded. And my name popped up on the bottom line.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's tough. That is a tough one, especially when you've given so much to an organization. And so I understand you, Darvish, being pretty pissed about that. And others.
Yeah.
So the Cubs, you guys, all you got to do is call the guy, fire him a text, email, whatever, something. DM the guy. Hey, man, you might get traded. Just a heads up. That's all you got to do. Didn't happen. You guys kick rocks for that. Any other team that does that, too, can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
All right. You done? All right. It is the Riot Radio Hour. Friday AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Love to tell you about our friends at Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Real quick, Laura Rutledge in 13 minutes. So since normally our last segment of the hour is reserved for Ask Ryan, and Laura Rutledge will be in that spot, we'll do Ask Ryan when we come back.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. If you need windows like you and I both have, who did you call?
Brandon.
Relief Windows.
Yep.
You need doors? Who do you call?
Relief Windows, for sure.
If you need siding on your home, who do you call?
They have the best siding.
It's just what you do. You call Relief Windows because they're the best and they're going to treat you great and they're going to give you the best quality product, a lifetime warranty on labor, material, and glass breakage. It's Relief Windows. When you talk to, people are always surprised when Brandon will go to measure windows. Like, the guy on the commercial? Yeah, he's the owner of the company, but he's there. Relief Windows. Windows, door, siding, Relief Windows, and ReliefWindows.com. 288-8138 or ReliefWindows.com. By the way, if you're outside of Baton Rouge, they still service. The entire I-10 corridor, their second biggest market is actually Beaumont, Texas. So if you're all the way west, Relief Windows will come to you. If you're in New Orleans, easily go Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com. All right, it's time for further review. Stay here.
AFR.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
From Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a new Camry for $335 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Hey T-Bob, sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans, so we're highlighting the fans that do it the most.
Every week, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out, 1045ESPN.com.
It's the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Speaking of Bowie Outfitters, Brian Fletcher commented in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, said, Matt, some people actually hunt from the ground, tracking with a bow. We're called the poor hunters that hunt for food. See, the difference is, Brian, the bow that you probably shoot is one of those bows that has like a sight in it where you just like you just push a button and the arrow goes pew. What's that called?
Compound bow.
Okay. You see, I've never shot a bow in my life. And a couple of years ago, we went to Bowie because of David DeLucci's
fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. And you all gave me like a long bow, like something that Tecumseh would have shot. Right?
I love Tecumseh.
I think they whittled it out of some wood they found behind Bowie Outfitters. Yep. Maybe they cut down a tree and whittled this thing and then put a rope tying the two ends together and said, here, Matt, go shoot this.
They whittled it.
Yeah.
I like to whittle.
And I'm like shooting arrows into the ceiling. I was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
Man. And then they gave me one of those compound bows where you just go, it locks.
It locks. It releases.
You can let go. It locks. And then you just get the sight. You just push a button. It goes, pew. I hit a bullseye.
Well, you can't let go. You can't let go.
I had a freaking bullseye, Mr. The Riot.
But you can't let go.
Ask me how many times I've gone hunting in my life.
But you can't
None.
let go.
Ask me how many times I shot a bow before that day in my life.
But you're not.
And I hit a freaking bullseye.
Here's what you're not factoring.
No. It's not impressive.
You're not
hunters.
factoring.
It's not
in
impressive.
The nerves it's going to take when you shoot that deer.
I vouch for you shooting a deer or anything else because It's just the circle of life. We eat antelope.
Can I?
And then the antelope become the grass.
Can I give you a scenario?
And when we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass. And so we are all connected in the great circle of life. Go kill a deer. I'll eat it. Fine. Just don't brag about, I got me a big buck. No, you didn't. You sat your ass in a stand.
But you're
with a
saying how
giant gun,
easy
like,
it is.
boom.
I got to give you the scenario. Can I give you a scenario,
You're just
please?
sitting
Can
there
you just
waiting for it to come
That's not-
by.
But listen to me. You're not listening. Listen to what I'm telling you.
We got like a minute.
That's okay.
All
This
right.
is a point that needs to be made. The listeners need you to hear this because I get this a lot. Why does Matt always poo-poo hunting? Why
Because
does Matt always,
it's not impressive.
Here's the thing.
It's not impressive.
So I'm going to tell you. You can go out to Alec Box Stadium tomorrow, you and I can throw you batting practice, and you're probably going to hit one or two over the fence, maybe more.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's no way.
Right? If we go out there long enough, you
Over
will.
the fence, there's no way.
I promise you.
There's no way.
Yes, you will.
I play baseball. I'm not hitting one 330.
Yes, you will. I promise you will.
Okay, let's bet.
You will. But
let's bet.
In the bottom of the ninth inning, when the game's on the line, it changes, man.
You're all nervous because
It
nobody's
changes.
watching and there's a deer walking by 100
It's
yards
called
away.
adrenaline. You've been sitting there waiting for this guy for 10 years, and finally he shows
Cool,
up.
then you know what you do? You just look through the little hole.
And you're shaking
and you
like
put-
a leaf.
Why are you shaking? It's a
Because you're
freaking-
nervous.
It's an animal
Because
standing
you can't
there.
move. You've been waiting for him. All this anticipation, it changes.
Look, there's the deer. If I get him, oh great. If not, you know what I'll do? I'll just have another shot of Jack.
No, that's not a bad idea.
No, it's not. You sit. Hey, kids, stop playing your game. What, they don't have Game Boys anymore. What do they play?
iPads.
Hey, stop playing your iPads for a second.
A deer came out. Shh.
A deer came out.
Turn the heater down.
Hey, turn the heater down and turn off the microwave. By the way, turn off the flat screen.
What stands are you hunting in? I want to go there.
Dad's really nervous now. There's a deer 100 yards away. Oh, it's Bambi.
You're so wrong on this. You are so wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are.
If you want me to go
You're
sit
wrong.
in the deer stand with you,
Okay.
give me a gun.
You're going to get nervous. I promise you.
You think I'm going to get nervous because
Yes.
I give a crap about shooting a deer?
Yes, you will. You start
I don't
shaking.
care. I'm not going to shake. I don't care about shooting a deer.
Well, maybe if you don't care. But these guys hunting, we care, man. Put a lot of time, effort, and energy out there. Get the food plots ready. You're feeding them. You're watching
Time,
them
effort,
grow.
and energy
Yeah.
to sit and
No,
do
you
nothing
gotta get
and
it
wait and then shoot
prepared.
with a gun.
Oh, what is it? Buckbusters. Buckbusters doesn't put itself out
Great.
there.
I'm just gonna drive up there and I'm gonna go buy a bag of feed, put it in the plot, and so they come and they just wait.
You have to go up on the tractor,
No.
till
You know-
the dirt up. You got to
you know
plant
what-
it.
You
You
know
got
what
to
would be impressive?
fertilize
You
it.
know what would be impressive? No, Laura Rutledge is calling right now. She's early.
She's early.
And we're in trouble because I have to break, and it's going to be 4 minutes so we can talk to her. We got, hey, tell her I have to break, so we got like 4 minutes if she can. All right, it's after further review. Tell her she can call back. That's cool. I got to get the break it though. Okay, it's after further review. Laura Rutledge next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, and Bluebonnet. Dine in or carry out. 24 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's Pluckers, where if you don't like our wings,
I'll give you the bird.
what's your favorite flavor of wings at Pluckers?
Spicy ranch.
You know what mine is?
Gold Rush.
No, Spicy Ranch, too. I like
Is
it.
it?
Yeah, it is. It's Spicy Ranch.
You know what Macy's favorite is?
What is that?
Garlic parm.
That's so good. That's mine, too. It's not Spicy Ranch. I go Garlic Parm.
Gotcha.
And then Gold Rush. It's actually my favorite binge meal ever. Like to go to Pluckers, order 15 wings, cheese fries, a whole bunch of beer, some guapo dip. Not all for me, though. That's like if you and I were there together. I'd get all that stuff. Or maybe I would just eat it all.
You should eat it all.
NFL playoffs this weekend. You need a place to watch. Get by Pluckers. Nicholson just south of campus. Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. You got 6 games. 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday. College football's national championship on Monday. Make sure you watch at Pluckers. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2, Matt Moscona, Ryan Theriot, glad you're with us. This weekend, NFL playoffs, and the NFL for Wild Card Weekend for the first time ever is going to try their hand at a megacast. We see this often for the National Championship Game and other big events. It's going to be hosted by Laura Rutledge, host of NFL Live, part of ESPN NFL Wild Card Megacast. Laura joins us now. Laura, thanks for the time. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks, guys.
Is that the first time you've had to wait to be on one of these shows all day?
You know what? It was, but I got to tell you, I enjoyed the commercial break. There was a Muffaletta commercial that has my stomach rumbling like crazy. You guys know I'm from the South, so like being able to sort of have a little taste of the South there during the commercial break made it all worth it. Thanks for that.
Well, it's our pleasure. Speaking of which, we know you're a Florida grad, so what did you think about the LSU-Florida game this year?
How was that one?
How'd that go?
That was so mean. You know, here's the thing, though. What a game by LSU. Like, you talk about like I get it. There were some real low points during the season, right, for this LSU team.
Right.
But they showed up against a very talented Florida Gators team, and they were the better team that night, and they came away with a huge, huge win that I think none of us will ever forget, to be totally honest. In the fog, the shoe, all of it.
Laura, you don't have to be NFL Live, SEC Nation, Laura Rutledge.
We don't want her.
Like, we kind of want the one that's like, are you freaking kidding me? They threw a shoe.
Yep.
Oh, I couldn't believe it, you guys.
I know, right?
I actually paused my TV and rewound it because I thought surely that's not what just happened. And then sure enough it was. And at that point, I just had to step away because it was too frustrating.
Did you get any texts from RC or Booger after that happened?
Or Swagoo?
Oh, of course.
They had a big Swagoo,
Those
too.
guys
Yeah.
were killing me. Yeah. Well, the funny thing was I had been talking mad smack to Swagoo. Now, keep in mind, like, I also love LSU, and I enjoyed covering LSU's national championship run last year, and, of course, the championship was in New Orleans, the whole thing. But, you know, so I couldn't talk any smack to him last year or even the years before that. But this year I was like, this is my year to really talk some smack to Swagoo about Florida beating LSU. And I was really laying it on thick, and he was just taking it because he's like, yeah, you're right. Like, LSU hadn't been good this year. Your team's going to blow them up and blah, blah, blah. And then that happened. Yeah, he sent me a few texts. He also sent me some memes of like tigers ripping apart gators. I mean, it was a whole thing. He and rightfully so, he gloated just a little bit.
He's a beauty. All those guys are.
The best.
Yeah. Laura Rutledge is with us, NFL Live. She'll be part of ESPN's megacast for NFL Wildcard Weekend. By the way, you haven't participated in one of the national championship megacasts, have you?
No. Well, sort of. You know, when we've done these in the past, we've been on the field actually for the megacast, and it's like the really funny homers broadcast.
Oh yeah.
People on both sides.
I love those.
So I have done that before for the college football playoff national championship, but I have not done one in the studio before. So this will be our first time doing that.
So, but the way that I understand it, and by the way, it's going to be this weekend, Sunday, for the Ravens-Titans game. The way I understand it is, I mean, obviously with COVID, it makes things really strange. So you're like part of the broadcast is going to be split, correct? Could you explain like how that's all going to work?
Yeah, so it's called Between the Lines. We'll be on ESPN Plus, like you said, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, with the Ravens and Titans game. Of course, the actual game on ABC and ESPN, but we will be a very analytics-focused broadcast. So Marcus Spears will be there, of course, and Mina Kimes and Dan Orlovsky. And it's all about the numbers, the situations, predicting different things, next-gen stats and how they apply, but yet with the personalities of the people that I just named,
Right.
you know, it can get a little crazy and fun. And then the other element is with our daily wager crew out in Vegas. So we'll be going to them throughout the entire game of how the lines are changing based on what's just happened. So what's going on in Vegas with, you know, how you should bet on the game based off of situations in the game, which I got to be honest, guys, is fascinating. I mean, it's amazing how quickly the line will change, you know, based off of just one little thing that happens and the different prop bets you can make. And those guys will be kind of illustrating that throughout. So it's just a real different way to watch the game. And we're really excited about it because it doesn't have your traditional play-by-play feel, but more of a, hey, let's point out some things that you may not be noticing otherwise, plus a gambling aspect as well.
I'm glad you went there too, Laura, and I think that's a really cool part of this. So, we do talk sports betting here on the show and have for a long time, and ESPN has clearly embraced this because just the way that all sports are moving, you're seeing so much content around it. What's it been like for you as equal parts host and commentator, having to work in the betting angle to your commentary and the way all these broadcasts are displayed?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I think one of the things about me that has always been important to me is just never losing sight of the fact that at the end of the day, I'm a sports fan, just like all of us, right? Yeah. So as a sports fan, I'm interested in sports betting, and I'm interested in how all that factors into the way that you watch a game. And I think for me, you know, just being always cognizant of the fact that that is how a lot of fans are watching games, right? So being aware of the line and being aware of how it might change based off of a certain thing, or being aware of a bad beat, you know, to use an SVP phrase, I think that's been something that has been fun to incorporate because it was always that sort of subtle thing that you would hear. You know, Brent Musburger was notorious for making references to, and some other broadcasters, right? But now, you know, we can be a little bit more overt about it, and the NFL is really starting to embrace that as well. And I just think it's going to continue to grow and continue to boom and really be an important part of all sports broadcasts is really incorporating the sports betting aspect.
Laura, I'm going to take you back to 2012. I was walking out of Coors Field. We had just got done playing the Rockies, and it was getaway day. We were going on the road. I was playing for the San Francisco Giants at the time, and so were the Rockies. And so we're both walking to our buses at the same time. Brad Hopp was on that team, who's a friend of mine. So I was talking to Brad, and I see this rookie come walking out of the clubhouse. He's got on the most perfectly manicured suit. His hair was perfect. He's got the Louis Vuitton luggage and the Prada glasses. Absolutely gorgeous. And listen, I look over at Hop. I look at Hop. I said, bro, who is this? Did y'all sign David Beckham? Like, what are we doing? He goes, no, that's this Rutledge kid, bro. He can play. How's Josh and what's going on?
Bama guys.
Oh, my goodness. I love that story. I can't wait to tell him about that when I see him in a few minutes. So Josh is great. And it's funny. Like, I feel like now he's a financial advisor now. He's doing great in his second career. But I feel like sometimes it's hard to remember that, that was his life, right? And it was my life too. And
sure.
I think about this all the time. I was just telling somebody the other day, one of my favorite moments was one of his games when he played for the Red Sox and he hit a home run over the Green Monster. And I was just in the stands, as a fan. I would always pick different parts of Fenway to sit in because I just love the history of the ballpark and being able to take in the game that way. And I'll never forget just watching the entire stadium erupt because he had hit that home run. And listen, like, he had a nice career. He was not an all-star by any means, but just those little moments that mean a lot to us as a family. So even the story that you just told, just special to think back to those days. And he's doing great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, we wish him all the best.
Laura Rutledge, we're up against a hard break. We'll be watching Sunday, noon Central for Ravens-Titans, the ESPN Megacast on ESPN+. Thanks so much, Laura. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks, guys.
All right, all the best. It is After Further Review, the Riot Radio Hour. Hour 3 continues next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Chauvel's Tire and Auto Service.
Get some tires. Let's go.
I missed you yelling like
Get
that.
some tires.
What I missed right now. Where do you want to go get tires?
Get your oil changed.
What else would you do
there?
there?
What are you waiting for?
What else would you do?
Is your battery dead?
You could do that.
Go to Chauvel's. They can fix it. Get your battery. Get them tires rotated. Doesn't matter. You need some coffee? Stop in.
That's true. They will give you coffee.
Fastest Wi-Fi in Baton Rouge, the one right there on Burbank. They got it all at Chauvel's.
It is really cool when you walk in there. It's not like a dirty rag shop. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get like the oily rag feeling there. It smells great. They have like a beautiful Keurig in there. You can make your own coffee, like gourmet coffee. The bathrooms are really clean. There's free Wi-Fi. There's flat screen TVs and comfortable furniture. Like, if you have to wait for your vehicle, like, I actually get work done when I'm there.
The phone charger or the charging station?
The charging station there, like, you can actually get work done if you have to wait at Chauvel's. Locations all over South Louisiana. The newest location up in Zachary. Online, learn more at Chauvel'sTire.com. Chauvel's, where we keep you rolling.
Meet football legend Tom Flores, a.k.a. the Iceman, a.k.a. the first Latino quarterback and head coach ever, a.k.a. why isn't he in the hall yet? Well, Coors Light is going to do something about it.
I'll drink to that.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Callahan Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Cleveland Browns reopen their facility today as they prepare for Sunday night's wild-card game against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. NBC's Al Michaels.
One advantage they have, of course, is the fact that you have no fans there, or I guess they can have friends and family to the extent of 2,500 fans, which is the equivalent of nobody there. So at least, Mayfield can call the signals, can change the play.
Al Michaels on Greeny. The Browns practice today is their first since last Friday because of COVID-19 issues. Saints defensive lineman Trey Hendrickson is out for Sunday's wildcard game against the Bears with a neck injury. He's the team leader in sacks. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh gets a contract extension with the Wolverines. His deal now runs through the 2025 season. Tommy Lasorda was drafted by the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1948, starting an association with the franchise that would last for the rest of his life. Lasorda died today at 93. He managed the Dodgers for 20 years, winning 2 World Series titles. He also managed Team USA to Olympic gold in Sydney in 2000.
Coming up on Monday, the College Football Playoff National Championship game is finally here. And I will tell you why the Ohio State Buckeyes, that's right, the Ohio State Buckeyes, will pull off the upset. Only on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
You can't handle the Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour is presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Hey, the brain got a poop.
Hey! Woo! Theriot!
Let's go!
We're here. Glad you are as well. Make it a good one to you, bro.
All right.
What's going on, man?
Oh, just doing a little radio.
Can you talk for just a second? Because I got a very interesting text about Marcus Freeman, and I need to confirm this.
Okay, so what do you want me to talk about?
I don't really care.
Doesn't matter.
Brain, would you like to talk to him for a second?
Well, I mean, if you want to go ahead and lead the hour by talking about what's going on at Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, you can.
You're going to go right into a live read? Come
What?
on, man.
I mean, it's over his shoulder. It's the first thing I saw.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have to start there if you don't want to start
we
there.
can. There's actually something really cool that's going on at Mercedes right now.
What is?
Oh, no, go ahead. You can. What do you got?
I was going to say there's a number of different things that could be covered
never mind.
today.
I got it. Okay, so there is really, 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 really disappointing news. Marcus Freeman has accepted the defensive coordinator position at Notre Dame. It is official. Notre Dame has tweeted the news from their official Twitter account. So,
I had the feeling, bro. I didn't feel good about this.
I thought he was going to go to Cincinnati. I thought he was going to stay at Cincinnati, quite honestly. A guy from Ohio State, Midwest guy, very loyal to Luke Fickell, wants to be a head coach. I really sincerely thought that he was going to end up staying at Cincinnati. They'd give him a big raise, north of $1 million. He'd stay there and ride this wave for another year at Cincinnati and then become a head coach. Yeah. I did not think Notre Dame would get him. Man, oh man.
I think you have to come down here, and obviously this is a job that people want. But there were so many things when I was listening to his connections up north, right? In that type of football, not the SEC. To me, it felt like the chips were stacked against LSU from day one here. I mean, I was listening to you yesterday. You were mentioning how O is a closer, and this is what he's good at. But, man, this was a tough one. This was a tough one for O and LSU to get.
Man, I'm sorry. No. Listen, man, in some ways it's all you can do is give your best pitch, right? I say this with recruiting all the time. Fans get upset a lot of times when you don't get somebody and when you don't get a player. But all you can do is make your best pitch. And if they want to come, they come. If they don't, they don't, right? With respect to coaches, it is a little different because you have much more to sell and more to offer. All you can really sell in recruiting is, and Paul, it's not expected to be, Notre Dame, it's official. You can change its slate. It's not expected to be. Notre Dame has officially announced it. He has accepted the position at Notre Dame.
Okay, so who's next?
You know what's interesting about this? I'm looking at this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out as we move along. Because this Notre Dame graphic, it's a picture of Marcus Freeman. It says in big letters, Marcus Freeman. But it says, okay, never mind. People are asking who. So here's the. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure this out as we go. I apologize. It's just evolving because this happened as we were coming on air. I got a text and then this happened. So if you look, could you pull this graphic up again, Paul? Thank you. It says Marcus Freeman there at the bottom. It says Bob Hinton, defensive coordinator, linebackers. Bob Hinton, are you ready for this? He endowed the position. So apparently Bob Hinton is a really rich guy who spent a lot of money to have the position named after him. So he's endowed the defensive coordinator. Basically, that's what you can do when you're a super rich school like that. I don't know what the terms of the contract are going to be for Marcus Freeman, but my guess is that they went and made a...
So he's not the defensive coordinator. He's the Bob Hinton defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Huh. Notre Dame, Bob Hinton defensive coordinator. Okay, back to the point I was making. And I apologize for that. I know that was a bit disjointed. But with recruiting, all you can do is make your pitch. You can't handcuff an 18-year-old and bring them to your campus. You know what I mean? You can't make them come. With respect to coaches, you have more to sell. You certainly have money. You can make. Yeah. I'm not saying you let a defensive coordinator candidate take you to the cleaners, but if you're going to pay 2, why not 2.5? If 2.5, why not 2.75 right. or 3? You know what I mean? Like, how committed are you to this person? This sucks, man. I mean, your entire premise of your program is built upon Ed Ogeron hiring great coordinators. That's right. I mean, that's what this is. That's what we said from the beginning.
Sure.
CEO, recruit, be the figurehead, all that stuff. Hire great coordinators and delegate. This sucks because now you've hired 2 guys on the offensive side that have no experience as coordinators. I shouldn't say that because DJ Mangus was a coordinator at William & Mary, although their offense is ranked in the triple digits. And the guy that everybody wanted defensively, you were in the running for, and you didn't get him. So where do you go next? I don't know. I don't know where Ed Ogeron goes next. I know Ed Ogeron wanted Ryan Nielsen from the Saints initially and was told, got to be a bigger name, very likely a minority candidate. Marcus Freeman checked every box, and you didn't get him. So where do you go next? I don't know. Do you go back to Ryan Nielsen? Do you go to Corey Raymond? But if you do that, I'll tell you, the toughest part is, whether you want to acknowledge this or not, this is a massive year for Ed Ogeron. 2021 is massive, right? You won a championship, and then this year you fell on your face. 5-5, it was a brutal year, all the things we've talked about. You had to buy out 3 coordinators. I mean, it was we agree on this.
Sure.
It was awful.
Yeah, it's not good. This
is a make or break in 2021. And these hires are critical. Like, I'm not into hyperbole, and I don't want to overstate it, but like, that's just the reality of this. These are massive hires. Yeah. Whoever ends up taking these spots. And you've gone with 2 very unproven offensive guys, and your number 1 guy on the defensive side of the ball didn't pick you. So where do you go next? I don't know.
Has anyone else been interviewed for the DC job?
Unless if they've done it quietly, no.
Yeah.
I mean, this was their guy. I mean, this was their all-in guy. So, and Marcus Freeman, if you're just joining us, he picked Notre Dame over LSU. So that is massive, bitterly disappointing. And Ed Ogeron's got to figure out where he goes from here. And I don't know what the answer is. I mean, if you go to Corey Raymond, I think emotionally I'd be so excited for Corey.
Sure, absolutely.
And I mean, I'll go back to what I said after the Auburn game. You should have done it then. You'd have given him half a season to see if this was something that was viable. But now you're at this critical juncture. Can you afford to hire someone that doesn't have experience doing it? And I don't know that you can. But then the obvious next question is, where do you go next? And the answer to that question is going to be very interesting, because that's in large part going to determine much of the success or failure of LSU in 2021.
Do you have any names? I mean,
the name that I would have said was Barry Odom from the beginning. Barry Odom has been a head coach in the SEC. He's been a coordinator at both Missouri and Arkansas with lesser talent, did more with lesser talent, knows the league, his game plan against the league, knows the talent, knows the territory, knows how to recruit in it. Steve Sarkisian just tried to get him at Texas. He turned him down. He's at Arkansas. Could you get him to move within the division? I don't know, but that's my call. That was my number 1 guy from the beginning, who I would have said go get. I have no idea at all if he's even on the list. But we should find out soon who's next on the list, because the longer you wait, right? The longer you wait, I mean, Derek Mason's been hired at Auburn. Not that I wanted Derek Mason. I'm doing backflips. LSU didn't get Derek Mason. But, I mean, the longer you wait, NFL jobs get filled, assistant jobs get filled, head coaching jobs get filled, new staff jobs get filled. I mean, the pool of candidates shrinks every day you wait. So, on to the next. All right, if you're just joining us, Marcus Freeman will not be the defensive coordinator at LSU. He has chosen to be the next defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Glad you're with us. If you want to react, you can. You can tweet us at Matt Moscona at 1045 ESPN. Jump in the Bayou Forward YouTube chat. It stinks, man. It's Friday. Usually we have a good vibe. We have a lot of fun on Friday. I mean, this sucks.
We had a good vibe until
we did.
Until that.
We had asked Laura Rutledge to wait on hold for 4 minutes.
I never felt good about Marcus Freeman.
I can't say I felt good about it. I didn't think he'd pick Notre Dame over LSU. I didn't think he'd go Notre Dame over SEC. I didn't think he'd go.
Well, it's the safe bet. It's the safe bet. You're going to win a bunch of games. There's really no risk there for him. They're going to be pretty good. They don't play anybody, and he's going to be able to leave after a year or two and go to a big school and coach. So you come down here, you're taking a bit of a chance. There's a risk in that. And so, I mean, look, both of them are going to springboard you to where you want to get to. Agreed? That's the safe bet. It's just, I don't know.
All right, it's after further review. I got a quick break. Stick around, AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time.
You don't pay a dime.
River City's 1 Hour Air, 752-0001, 752-0001. We were talking about this at lunch today. One of the great things that River City's 1 Hour Air does is when there's a technician coming to your house, you will get a phone call alerting you that a technician's on the way, and you will get a text message from River City's 1 Hour Air. You will get a photograph and name of the tech coming to your house. There'll be a link.
What type of vehicle they're driving.
And when you click that link, you can read reviews of that technician, not of the company, of the person who's coming to your house.
Yep.
So you know who to expect, what people have said about this person in the past, exactly who's going to be coming by your home with your family. You mentioned earlier, like, if you're not home, if John was at home, or like for me, I know when I'm not home, if maybe mother-in-law's at home with Drew or Erica's at home with Drew, it gives you great peace of mind having that comfort. River City's 1 Hour Air. They do great work. 752-0001.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Oh, what's going on over at Mercedes these days?
Buying your car should be an enjoyable experience. At Mercedes-Benz, they have made sure that has happened. You can do it from the comfort of your home. Build your own deal at MBUSA.com is a new deal that they have going. Go check them out. It's very simple. MBUSA.com. Log on. You find the perfect vehicle, whatever it is that you're looking for. Get your financing done right there on the website. If you have a trade-in, which a lot of us do, you can value your trade right there. They'll give you a fair estimate. Factor that into the price. All you have to do at that point is sit back, relax, let the people at Mercedes get everything together, and then send the vehicle and info to your local dealer. MBUSA.com.
If you're just joining us, haven't heard the news, Marcus Freeman has made the announcement, and he will be the new defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. He has turned down the LSU job. He will be the new defensive coordinator in South Bend under Brian Kelly, replacing Clark Lee, who took the head coaching job at Vanderbilt. So this is a bitterly disappointing day, and what Ed Ogeron does from here is critical for his future in Baton Rouge. I don't think there's any way of saying it, man. The 2019 was an amazing season, the greatest season in college football history, but the afterglow of that season doesn't last forever, especially when you follow it up with a 5-5 season and all of the historical lows that we saw. You've got to nail 2021. There's been good news. You got 9 players who have already announced they're returning. Today, John Trey Kirkland announced he's returning. Guys like Neil Farrell, Glenn Logan, Ali Gay, Andre Anthony, Liam Shanahan, Ed Ingram, Chasen Hines. You have a great core of players. There's no question. You're going to return 3 really good quarterbacks and add a 4th. You got a consensus top 5 class coming in. This can't be a 7-5 season.
No.
This has to be a 9-3, 10-2 type campaign where you show you're back up in the upper crust, competing with the national elite. You've got to nail these hires. I mean, I'm really torn, man, because you can't like I said, you can't make somebody take your job. But LSU had an awful lot to offer, and guy said no. That's tough, man.
But did they though? I mean,
Ryan, how can you argue to the contrary?
Because I saw what just happened. I mean, and I know what this guy's trying to do. This is a 1 or 2 year guy.
There's no way in 2021 that LSU's defense does anything but go up from last year, right?
Okay.
There's no way you can be worse than literally the worst defense in the history of the program. Okay.
I agree with that.
Your defense is going to get better. You know, coming in, you've got 3 rental wins, and then you in the non-conference, provided you play your 12th game, you're going to play UCLA, which you should be favored in that game, but it's in the Rose Bowl, and Chip Kelly's got them playing better. We'll see. It's the year where you get Florida, Auburn, A&M all at home. You have to go to Bama, but the bulk of your tough games are at home. Your road conference games are Kentucky, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. No, Arkansas comes here. Who am I missing? I mean, whatever. Point being, like, this is a year where you should be better. You're getting 9 of 11 starters back on defense and a whole lot of guys that have played as well. The defense doesn't have to win games for you. You just need to not be the worst ever. And you're in the SEC. You're going to be in the spotlight every single game. I mean,
which league is easier to succeed?
You had it's not about where it's easy to succeed. If it's easier to succeed, stay your ass at Cincinnati.
We can't.
Stay your ass in the American.
You're not going to get the job that you want.
Sure,
from
you can.
Cincinnati.
He interviewed for a fact. I know that Marcus Freeman interviewed for a Power 5 head coaching job this year. He didn't get it, but he interviewed for a Power 5 head coaching job. He could have stayed at Cincinnati, had another dominant defense, built his resume even further, but he didn't. Like, you had a lot to sell, and I don't know if it was at Notre Dame. Maybe it'll come out Notre Dame offered him $4 million or something. If that's the case, that'll be the differentiator. But otherwise, if you couldn't sell what you had to offer this year and to come into the SEC, to be the best, to compete against the best week in and week out in the most passionate college football conference in America that's not even debatable.
Agreed.
Like, you have so much to sell. Like, all right, but Marcus Freeman's got, he picked Notre Dame. Okay, that's a gigantic miss. There's no other way to say it. You took your cut and you missed. You swung and missed. Who's next may well determine Ned Ogeron's job. Because if you have another season like this defensively, if you go make another Bo Pelini hire and you're 100th in the country, if you're triple digits in every defensive category, like Ed Ogeron's the guy we're talking about replacing next year.
So who do you think it's going to be?
I have no idea. I told you who I would have picked. I would have called Barry Odom. That would have been my guy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're leaning toward a minority candidate. I think that's something they'd like to see, especially considering the need for diversity on the staff and what happened last summer. I mean, that's something that has been impressed upon me. That's something that is likely. I don't think you do that just to check a box, but I think you try to find, like, it's why Marcus Freeman made so much sense. He's the best coordinator he's the hottest name, right?
Yep.
In the country, checks every box you want, and you didn't get him. So I don't know where they go next, man. You mentioned Charlie Strong. I wouldn't go down that road. Like, I think if you go Charlie Strong, you're doing the same thing you just did with Bo Pelini. I don't need a retread. I don't need a guy who's sitting on 8 figures of buyout money who's coasting toward retirement. Like, I don't need that. I want a guy that is ambitious. I want the young, hungry guy that's already shown he can do it and is taking that next step. And go get what Dave Aranda was. Like, people crap on Les Miles all the time, and he had his fault, no doubt. But Les would go vet candidates. He would interview multiple people. Like, he had no connection to Dave Aranda.
Right.
He went and interviewed the best coordinators in the country and found Aranda, brought him here. Go do that. Don't get lazy and call your buddies or just hire someone you've worked with in the past. Go interview the best in the country, vet who would fit here, and bring them here. You're still like, this is the thing that annoys me to my core. The mentality of some LSU fans and people around this program. If you don't believe you're the best job, if you don't believe you're a top 5 job, a top 5 program, like, that's a problem, because you are in every facet. The only program that's won more than you since 2003 is Alabama. You've won 3 national titles, played for a 4th. You're a $186 million annual athletic budget. Even in a COVID year, when you're taking an $80 million bath, you still scrap together $8 million to buy out a bunch of crap coaches this past year. Like, why are we saying, like, let's go fish in the shallow end? No, man. Like, what do you want to be? Look at all the resources you have. You're in the SEC West, the strongest division in college football. You're in a talent-rich state where you are the only game in town. You do not have Power 5 competition in this state for some of the best players in the country. I mean, you got to start believing that you're that. And stop thinking it's okay to have a 5-5 season, or, well, it was COVID, all these excuses. Like, I got no time in my life for that, for excuses. I want what everybody wants. I want LSU to kick everybody's ass every year. What's it going to take? Is it going to take 12 straight national championships for that to happen, for you to believe it? What do you got?
I'd love to see Corey get it, personally.
I would love to see Corey get it too. But the problem with that, Ryan, is you and I or nobody else know how that would go, because you have zero evidence of it, because he's never done it. And LSU is not a place where you learn on the job. It would be hypocritical of me to sit here today and say, no doubt, slam dunk, home run if they hired Corey, when earlier this week, when they announced Jake Peets and DJ Mangus, I said, look, I get it. This meets a lot of your criteria. Young guys, ambitious, connections to Joe Brady, revert to 20, all that matters. But you're also hiring 2 guys that have never done it before, ever. So you're taking a big risk at a place where you don't need to take a risk. This was my whole point with Ogeron when they hired him. Could it work? Maybe. Why take the risk? You don't need to. You're LSU. You have so much to offer. You don't have to take this gigantic risk. That's the issue presented with hiring Corey. But it's also hypocritical because you just did it offensively. So why wouldn't you hire Corey Raymond? No. Brain has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Find them online at kysbesthemp.com.
There are 5 former Tigers that have been named All-Pro. One of them to the first team, that's Tyrann Mathieu. Second team honors, you got 1 on offense and the other 3 on defense. Justin Jefferson named the second team All-Pro. Justin Jefferson's also a Rookie of the Year finalist, which, is about as well-deserved as there is in the NFL right now. On the defensive side of the football, second team All-Pro, you've got Devin White, you've got Tre'Davious White, and you've got Jamal Adams. 31 different Tigers are playing in the playoffs this year. I am not running down all 31 names in this segment, but we'll look back on their box scores on Mondays. Over to the NBA, Ben Simmons had 11 points last night. I say Ben Simmons had 11 points last night.
Did he?
0 for 1 from behind the arc.
Oh, he took one!
He took his shot, and if at first you don't succeed, quit and never do it again.
Nope.
He also had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Naz Reid was 1 for 3 from behind the arc last night. Naz Reid had 13 points. Yes, he did make a three-pointer. Naz also had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block shot. And that's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by
KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com.
Kentucky's Best Hemp. Promo code AFR30 and save 30% online. At Kentucky's Best Hemp. There was a comment in the huddle from some guy named Bernard Hinol, I don't even know, whatever. He's like, Matt just throws expletive against the wall. What is he talking about? No, you know what, Bernard? I'm actually the polar opposite of that. The people who throw expletive against the wall are the people that clowns like you follow on Twitter and then quote tweet me in their nonsense saying Marcus Freeman accepted the job or will accept the job at LSU and then are dead wrong. You see, there's a reason that people who get paid to do this professionally,
get them,
who actually this is their job, this is how they pay their mortgage and support their families and put food on the table. There's a reason why they do it responsibly and a reason why you go to trusted sources for things like this, because they don't just throw things against the wall. Anybody that wants to have a show or have an opinion or anything, God bless you. I'm all for that. Anybody's opinion is as valid as anyone else's. Some are rooted more based in factual information that they get from sources they accumulate over the years. Some aren't, but to each their own. But if you're going to try to be in the news-breaking business, take some lessons from people that do it for a living.
Mm-hmm. Get them.
It's after further review.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by the Baton Rouge General Hospital. Gigantic day tomorrow, y'all. I know everybody's heated right now, but let's talk about something that actually is super serious and matters right now. The Baton Rouge General Hospital is in in need of blood. So tomorrow they're having a blood drive. Saturday in Baton Rouge, they're having a blood drive in Mid-City at circa 1857. So that's on Government Street, if you're not familiar, in Baton Rouge. And they're going to have it from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central. So 10 a to 3 p. at circa, you can pull this up, Paul, if you wouldn't mind. 10 to 3, the blood mobile will be there. You can, of course, always go to the Baton Rouge General Hospital or any of their locations. But the bottom line is, Mid-City Blood Drive, they're in desperate need of blood. They're at critical shortage levels. If you can give blood, please do so tomorrow. Information online.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Theriot with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and you've got to come see us for the New Year's Certified Pre-Owned event. CPO vehicles come with an unlimited mileage warranty, and right now we're offering a 2-month payment credit up to $1,500, as well as 1.99% for 36 months on all eligible models. Check them out at mbobr.com or go see my guys Nick and Hess to take your new year up a gear. See dealer for complete details and exclusions. Qualified customers only. Subject to credit approval by NBFS. Must take delivery by March 1st, 2021.
The winner is the dog with antioxidant vitamin C.
Given the choice, why wouldn't you choose the one with antioxidant vitamin C? Choose Vizzy Hard Seltzer.
Happy New Year from Corval Toyota in Opelousas. You can get into a Corolla for $239 a month with only $2,000 down, or choose from our pre-owned selection. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
$14,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford Expedition XLT. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You free.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
LSU defensive lineman Neil Farrell Jr., assuming that he is reacting to the news that Marcus Freeman not coming to LSU, he just tweeted WTF with the facepalm emoji.
That ain't good.
Am I maybe drawing too many conclusions here by thinking that perhaps Neil Farrell and others announced they were coming back thinking Marcus Freeman was going to be the DC?
I mean, look, you had, the entire defensive line that said they were coming back?
And Freeman coaches linebackers, by the way. So
yeah, I mean, look, I hope that's not the case. I'm sure, look, if I'm one of those guys returning, that's what I want to know. You know, hey, man, who's going to be running this thing? Because obviously that was the issue last year. And I can't sit here and say that they were told, yeah, this is going to be the guy or it's not going to be the guy, but I'm sure, I feel fairly certain that there was one or two, maybe three names that were mentioned, as the targets. I'm just hoping that it wasn't I'm coming back if he's the DC.
Yeah. We'll find that out pretty soon. See who Ed's got next in the queue. All right. You know what? It's Friday. It's 5:38. Let's have some fun. Black and Gold Super Bowl. The march. The march begins on Sunday. Are you ready?
For the first round upset?
The way I feel right now, I will punch you in the nose.
I don't like it.
I will punch you in the face.
I don't like the
do
matchup.
not need this in my life right now. The one thing I need in my life right now is the thing that I love, the New Orleans Saints, to go into the Dome on Sunday and beat the ever-living hell out of the Chicago Bears. I was in Chicago in 06 in the snow, in that miserable weather, with all the a-hole Bear fans throwing ice at people and their derogatory Katrina signs. I want nothing more than to see the Saints absolutely embarrass the Chicago Bears. I want Mitch Trubisky to throw 5 interceptions and Bear fans to cry in their brats and their beers. You know what I want? I want 55-6. That's what I want in this ball game. No Roquan Smith for the Bears. Mitch Trubisky. I ain't worried about David Montgomery and Allen Robinson. You know what I know?
What's that?
Alvin Kamara's coming back. You know what I know?
What's that?
Mike Thomas is coming back. You know what I know?
What's that?
C.J. Gardner-Johnson's coming back. You know what he did last time they played the Bears?
What'd he do?
Led the team in tackles. You know what else he did?
What's that?
He got Javon Wims kicked out of the game because he messed with him and pulled his mouthpiece off. Remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah. You want to know why?
Why?
Because he's a dude.
Dude.
He's a troll. He'll get all up in your face.
All up in your grill.
He'll make you regret playing this game.
That's right.
You know who else is back?
Who's that?
Everybody. All of them. Everybody. It is time. I could not be more fired up for this game on Sunday. Erica might leave the house on Sunday at 3:40. I don't think she's going to want to be around me. I don't know that I blame her necessarily. You ever watch the game with me? A Saints game with me?
Nope.
Yeah. Probably a good thing. Probably wouldn't be my friend anymore. Brain, call my wife. I want to call her right now. Do you have her number?
No.
Talk for a second, Rhino.
Here's the issue I got. There's a big problem here. Quan Alexander not being available. Problem. Kamara's had COVID for the last week or 2 weeks. Problem. The biggest issue that the Saints are going to have Sunday is Mitch Trubisky and his leg.
Shut up!
This guy's been playing at a high level.
If you try
and he
to tell
is the
me
answer.
that the New Orleans Saints, who have the best defense in the NFL, are going to fall victim to Mitchell Trubisky because of his legs, you can kick rocks and get out of this studio
Your
right
best
now.
pass rushers out, not playing.
Cameron Jordan's an all-pro.
Hadn't done anything this year.
Oh, you just got 7.5 sacks.
Okay, he's done all right. I don't like where this is. I feel like the Marcus Freeman situation right now.
No.
I do. I want it to happen, but I just don't feel good.
This is the year where the Saints look at this and they go, you know what? Urgency. This is it for Drew. Everyone knows this is it for Drew. He was going to retire last year. He came back for one more go. Your leader's out there playing with 11 broken ribs because he wants this so damn badly. There is no way that they're going to sit there and let the Chicago Bears and Mitchell Trubisky come into the Dome and beat them.
You know what never won a game
for
somebody?
Up for this right now.
Urgency. You got to have the guys, man. You got to have the better players.
Oh, really? Who was a better team when you were with the Giants and y'all played Detroit?
Just saying, man, we didn't have COVID.
Who was the better team?
Nobody had COVID.
Who was the better team? Who was the better team?
I don't know. Probably not us.
Why'd you win? Is that my wife? All right. No, you can keep the music going. Hey, Erica, how are you?
Hey, babe.
Say hi to Ryan.
Hey, Erica.
Hey, Ryan.
Saw that? You heard that one?
She was way more excited to talk to you.
I was doing the Drew voice.
Oh, what does he do?
What did who do?
Drew, the Drew voice. You can keep that going, Brain.
Sorry. I said, hey, Ryan. That's the Drew voice.
That's what Drew says when he talks to you.
Hey,
Erica,
Ryan.
3:40 Sunday, Saints, Bears. Are you fired up?
I'm not fired up because you are not fun to watch a Saints game with.
Why?
Because you go crazy.
People, if you think this is an act right now,
no.
This is my wife. What's it like to watch a Saints game with me?
I do not like watching Saints games.
Why not?
Because you get very angry, you get very emotional. You're far more emotional with Saints than LSU. And you're not fun.
You shouldn't go.
You're
You shouldn't watch
intense.
him with this one. You shouldn't watch. He's going to be really mad Sunday.
Ryan, it's going to be bad. I'm going to have to leave.
It's going to be. It's going to be
Didn't I
bad.
just tell you that she may not stay at home?
Yeah.
3:40
I might go
on
run some
Sunday?
errands. I think TJ Maxx is calling my name at 3:40 on Sunday.
It's going to be a tough one for the Saints.
Yeah. No, it's just going to be. But I thought they were supposed to be way better than the Bears.
They are, Erica. Ryan's trying to troll me right now. I'm just trying to prove by calling you that this isn't an act.
No, he's intense during Saints games. He gets very quiet, and then he just yells and gets quiet. Like there's no talking. It's just very intense.
And then you know what else happened today, Erica?
He goes and gets that ridiculous headband and he puts it on. And
I have
thinks
my man of God,
the
my
game.
man of God headband.
You think that's going to make a difference? Yeah.
I wear my DeMario Davis man of God headband. Don't you judge me, Theriot. I wear that during the game. You're damn right I'll wear it during the game, Theriot.
You got to take a picture of that. I got to see
DeMario
that.
Davis is an all-pro. He's a freaking stud. And if he says wear a man of God headband, damn it, I'm wearing a man of God headband, especially in the playoffs, Theriot.
Oh, Ryan, how are you putting up with him right now? Jeez.
Do you know what happened today, Erica? Do you know what happened?
Not a good day.
You know what happened?
I saw Marcus Freeman went somewhere else.
Went to you know where he went? To Notre freaking Dame.
We don't like Notre Dame, I know.
Holy crap. So no Marcus Freeman, and then I got this person sitting next to me trying to tell me the Bears are going to beat the Saints, as the Saints is a 10-point favorite.
Just
Ryan,
a realist. I'm a realist.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to set myself up for disappointment here. And I'm just Erica, I vet all these games and I show prep so much. And I'm looking at this thing and I don't like where it's
she's
headed.
laughing at you.
I forgot. She went to school with me. She knows how much I study.
Yeah, and I know that right now Matt's level of intensity is probably just going out the roof, and I think that your levity can kind of help him because he seems to be in a better mood when he talks to you, so hopefully you're bringing him down a little bit.
He's not super red yet, though.
Oh.
Hey, babe, Craig Schilling sent me a Drew bobblehead.
It's awesome, too.
A Drew bobblehead?
Yeah, he had a Drew bobblehead made. Look at the TV right now.
Oh, well, I was in the back. Hold on.
It's the bobblehead. It's the picture of Drew that we had that Matt DeVille did with the greeting yards BR of him in the jersey.
Oh my gosh!
You see it? It's a
that is so cute.
He's gonna love that.
So we got a Drew bobblehead courtesy of Craig Schilling. The goat.
I love it.
The goat.
Awesome.
All right, I gotta go finish this show with Theriot.
All right.
Bye, babe.
All right. Bye.
All right. Anyone who wondered.
How long till Bo Lowry texts me just pissed at me? It's coming.
Hey. Listen. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
You too. Listen to me. Listen to me. Saints by 1 million. It's AFR.
AFR.
Need dinner plans tonight? Itchy Bond has got you covered. Essen near Perkins, Airline Highway. Well, no, just the Essen near Perkins location, the original location that we got to tell you about at Itchy Bond. Awesome night if you want to get by Itchy Bond. Awesome night to go get a Moscona roll, or their namesake, the Itchy Bond roll. Or maybe you need a fun night out. Maybe you need to entertain a client. Maybe you have a romantic date night. You know what you could do? Got a party, a little birthday gathering or something like that. Shout out, by the way, to Jennifer James, Darren James's bride. Jennifer, it's her birthday today. Go out for a birthday? How about some hibachi? Did you know Darren James's favorite meal in the world is Ichiban's hibachi?
I did not know that.
It is. Honest to goodness, true story. And tonight's his wife's birthday, so maybe they'll go there for dinner. I'm going to recommend that to him. Ichiban. Essen near Perkins. And, of course, their newest concept is Bo-Ru Ramen in Electric Depot. Authentic Japanese ramen on Government Street, Bo-Ru in Electric Depot.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Get over to mbobr.com as always and check out their beautiful showroom. Find any vehicle that you may want, or you can go to mbusa.com. Build your vehicle. Find the perfect vehicle. Financing. They've got it at mbusa.com. If you're trading in a vehicle, they'll provide a fair estimate. Better than that, you can also factor in your price for that estimate. Sit back, relax. At that point, all you got to do is let the people at Mercedes get everything together. They will send it to a local dealer, in this case, Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge, and all you got to do is pick up your vehicle. Go to mbusa.com or mbobr.com, Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
Adam Forrester asked Ryan, who will be the breakout hitter for LSU this year?
Trey Morgan.
Hearing a lot about him. At FU Michael Terry. Oh, that's good. FU Michael Terry is a whiskey and wine reference.
Okay.
I went off on this guy on whiskey and wine. I just kept saying FU Michael Terry over and over.
Got it.
So now his Twitter handle is at FU Michael Terry. So this is a good time to talk about HUDCO. Okay, I'll do that. Company men. Yeah, so a lot of people have asked because I saw it on social. So for 4 years, I endorsed Premier South Roofing. Amazing company. I would always recommend them to the highest. They built an amazing company, the biggest roofing company in Baton Rouge, and they're awesome. Over the summer, Theriot asked me to join HUDCO Roofing and Exteriors. He is a partner in that company along with Richard Tilley and a great group. And I said no. And then he asked me again in the fall, and I said no again. And then sometime later in the fall, we revisited the conversation, talked about structure, how it might look. And I was like, you know what, it makes a lot of sense. So I'm super pumped, man. joined up with Theriot and Richard Tilley and Jeff Hudson and Sam Hay and a great group of guys that own Hudco Roofing and Exteriors. It, you know, you can get a lot of people can do a roof, but you know Theriot's slogan, the slogan over at Hudco is "Do business with someone you know," and so that's our emphasis. Great customer service, and it's us. You know, call a number, you might get Theriot, you might get me, might get Tilley. Theriot might come up and be on your roof. So we appreciate everybody who's asked and inquired. And I posted a picture, like everybody wants these hats, these Hudco hats.
They're fire.
They're kind of fire.
Gotta get you a hat.
So you got me into roofing. So when do I get to nail shingles?
Well, nail shingles next week.
You're supposed to say never, because nobody wants me on their roof nailing shingles.
You can go up there and we're gonna fix the damage that you make.
The shingles that I screw up.
We'll fix it. You can go up there though. It'd be fun.
No, but it is it is really, honestly, it's really cool to like formally be partnered with you in a business venture, which is really cool.
Yeah, we're really excited. Obviously, the thing is, you build it, you build a business, you want to surround yourself with great people, great human beings, and so we made an exception, obviously adding you.
I hate you so much.
But we got a great team, honestly, and all joking aside, great group of guys, great people, doing it for the right reason, so we're fired up.
Billy Haywood asked Ryan, where do you see Marcus Freeman eating this week, and who is he with?
He's probably going to eat at, let's see.
We got 30 seconds.
Waterfront.
Ask Ryan, who's this week's Traction MVP?
Got to go with Kate.
Sesame chicken or General So?
Sesame.
Does Matt have a pointy nose?
No.
Ask Ryan, can I play Connect the Dots with your shirt?
Love it. That was good.
Ask y'all, where's my autographed hat? Matthew Rogelio.
You can get a hat. You can get a hat.
Hats. People want a Hudco hat. All right, Brain, Paul, thanks so much. Y'all have an awesome, awesome, awesome weekend. We'll see you Monday at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about the Williamson Eye Center and WilliamsonEYE.com. We already said, like, you're Doug Peterson of the Eagles. Go get go that lens replacement over at the Williamson Eye Center. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't you? Like, you're wearing the little readers at the bottom. Sean Payton does that too. Why are you wearing little readers at the bottom of your nose?
What are we doing?
Well, like, go get the Maneri had that done at the Williamson Eye Center.
He sure did.
He absolutely. My dad had that done at the Williamson Eye Center. You know who else did?
You.
Jimmy Ott had that done at the Williamson Eye Center. I had LASIK. I had LASIK. But the point is, no matter your refractive issue, there's something for everyone at the Williamson Eye Center. If you want to live your life without contacts or glasses, there's a way to do it, courtesy of the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020. 924-2020. 924-2020 or online at WilliamsonEYE.com. Let 2021 be the year that you see 2020. Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020. 924-2020 or online. WilliamsonEYE.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.